Hey guys, the Jay Eagle here, and today I've decided to play Dungeons and Dragons with some random people I met on the internet. And I will introduce them now. Crowley,
Hello.
Dark,
Hey, what's up?
Raven,
Hello.
Pup,
Hello.
and Bridget.
Yo.
Alright, so since Dark is our DM, take it away.
Thanks, man. Alright, guys, I first off want to say thank you guys so much for showing up on this. I really do appreciate it. Like I've told a lot of you, I've already spent months and months trying to plan this. You guys have been the perfect group. I mean, for crying out loud, we already have our characters who haven't even gotten through a first campaign who ripped it out of movie theater. I mean, it's fucking hilarious. So, what I'd like to do for starters is I'd like to go ahead and go through the group. Just introduce your character, throw in race, class, whatnot, what have you. Just kind of give people an idea of who you are going to be.
Alright.
Let's see. Let's start off because I'm gonna go off of how it's shown up on me. I'm gonna go from top to bottom. With me being last. Okay. So Moonraven, do me a favor. Tell us the name of your character and just a little bit about it.
Alright, so my character is Corvahi. She is an Arakocra warlock, and she is part of the Corvid family, so she looks like a raven. What else was I supposed to say?
I mean, you can tell, just, if you want to tell something about her, whatnot, what have you, it's not a big deal.
No, that's about it.
Alright, Crowley, go ahead and let us know.
Alright, my character is also Arakocra, but she's druid based off of a red-tailed black cockatoo.
That's actually an interesting combo.
Yeah, you already got a picture up there.
Yeah. And later on, we're gonna go and pass this off. We'll pass off the photos to Jay, so that way he could put it up. And that way, kind of people get an idea of what's going on. And speaking of Jay, Jay, go ahead and tell us about your character.
Alright, so my character is a Tiefling Ranger with a lot more proficiency in a bow than any other weapon. And, well, I guess it'd just be easier if I just kind of show an image of the images of my thing since I have that. Needless to say, he's very stealthy, good at perception, pretty strong, and really good with persuasion. So, yeah, that's a thing. And,
Awesome.
for my skills, these that I'm showing on the video now.
Okay. Awesome. Next up, Pup, tell us a little bit about your character.
So my character is Misfit, I need to try and fucking pronounce her last name, Kaleo. I will call it that from now on. She is a tiefling sorcerer. She has the entertainer background, for obvious reasons. I'm joking. She has all the goddamn charisma. She surprisingly can play a piano. Who fucking knew, right?
That's fucking awesome. Awesome.
That's
Okay, perfect. And second to last, but never least, Brigitte. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about your character.
Her name is Brigitte Flairshot. She is actually a Homebrew race that me and Dark worked on together. It is Possessed Elf. So, because of her possession, it is a 2-for-1 deal, and so as long as Brigitte takes any slashing and piercing damage, she has a chance to bleed out necrotic acid.
Nice.
She is a paladin. She apparently rolled way too damn high, so she's like super strong, super sneaky, super tanky, super smart, super wise, and she's a useless lesbian / bisexual. We're not sure yet.
That's still in the air right now.
Yeah, we're still trying to. She is a follower of the Conquest Oath, and she also has a nasty habit of shield bashing everybody.
Very
Alright.
true.
And
Sure,
of
we're
course,
really
I'll be
looking for that.
and of course, I will be DMing this match. I'm also going to be doing the voices of a couple characters to help balance out this team. One is Toto Blackfeet. He is a halfling, kind of a tinker, but he's also in a tinker's guild. His class is a fighter, and he's not only loud and obnoxious, but he's also, he's the first person to usually throw up a sexual joke whenever, out of pretty much anything.
He's gonna get along well with Clyde.
Oh, probably. The other character I'll be doing is a orc berserker by the name of Grunt. He spent his childhood years in a orc stronghold, except he got into some trouble and he got his tongue cut out. So, unfortunately, he is only able to speak in grunts, groans, and moans, and not in the sexual kind for all you.
That's what she said.
All you perverts out there.
Yeah.
I already hear the typing on the keyboards now. That's what she said. Whoa.
Yeah, probably. Not to mention, so he actually met Tano around the same time, so they kind of work in pairs. For all you nerds out there, this is a good comparison between their relationship is the relationship between Groot and Rocket Raccoon. Best way I could probably describe it. Okay, so if you guys, quick few house rules. If you guys have any sort of dice at home, you're more than welcome to use that. If you guys don't have any dice, you never fear. We actually, thanks to Pup, went ahead and had a dice rolling chat room where you can literally go ahead and type in the dice that you need, and it will actually show up as the roll. It's really, 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 really helpful as far as that's concerned. So a couple of house rules. If I'm trying, what I usually do is, I will be asking you guys to roll. So just to kind of get an idea of what's going on, I'd like to go ahead and go down the list and see what everyone's roll is. And when that happens, if we could kind of cut down on the interruptions, just so that way it's easier for me to pick up who's saying what now, what have you.
Interruption!
Oh, shut up. Other than that, once again, thank you guys for being here. It means a lot to me. So without further ado, who's ready?
Nope.
I guess I am. I mean, I'm still trying to recover, but let's do it.
I totally have to go downstairs for this one other thing, so be right. I'm just kidding.
Here we go.
Hey. Oh
Just
my
don't
God.
stop the recording, dude. Just don't stop the
God damn
recording.
it.
I was kidding.
I was about to fucking lay your ass out. I was going to be flying.
For those of you that are confused, this recording took 20 minutes longer to actually start because stuff kept happening and I kept having to leave my computer before starting the recording.
Oh my god, I want to cry a little bit on the inside.
Well, at least he's just kidding around and he's not being serious. Alright,
So we have a slight problem that just kind of popped in my head.
Oh boy. What's up?
So we all know what Brigitte looks like. No one knows what Ruby's supposed to look like.
Oof.
To be fair, I never posted an image of Clyde either.
Yeah, fair enough. So
I can do that if you guys want.
Everyone knows what this fat looks like.
yeah, I mean we all know that, but the problem we have is, would Brigitte and Ruby share a body? I mean, of course they're sharing a body, but Ruby will leave to possess, and so we kind of want to get that scene.
Yeah, no worries. Don't worry. I'll go ahead and describe that in vivid detail. I'm pretty good at that.
Okay.
Before we do, I do have one little bit of business I need to take care of. This is the only time that I'm going to try to make this short and sweet real quick. So give me guys 5 minutes. You guys can chit chat when I would have you. I will be right back.
Okay.
Those of you watching the video, if you just want to skip to the actual thing, just skip ahead a little bit, I guess.
Alright, give me 1 second. I'm about to pop off the call real quick and I'll pop back on.
Alright,
Oh lord.
so I'm actually looking at some blood demons, you know, like what Ruby is.
Ooh, blood!
Yeah, she's a blood demon.
Nice.
Oh whoa, what this?
No one got
But
my
I need
reference,
help
sad face.
deciding.
I posted on the characters channel what Zarya's plumage would look like.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, right? Now I did remember seeing that male Aracocras would have a more colorful plumage, whereas females would have more subdued.
I think it would depend
Alright,
on
so I have an idea for you guys, and I'm gonna post it in characters. And so I'll see what you guys think for Ruby.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, I like
Ooh.
Died.
those big enough horns for you?
Yeah, right.
Gotta give her a headache.
Well, like I said, I'm making her a very powerful demon, you know.
It's like she
'Cause-
has dragon horns, but with the size of a human.
Well, I mean, do you want?
Alright.
Do you guys
Alright,
want
I'm
to
back,
find
guys.
another one? Like,
Hi, Dark.
Hey, how's it going? Actually, as funny as this is, that phone call that I just had to listen to a voicemail, it's actually from an old campaign that I was playing in not too long ago. Is actually the leader of the campaign is a group called Bama Incorporated, and it was summoning me to call. It was a call to arms. I'm like, oh shit, fuck yes. Alright, so it's not gonna happen today. It's gonna happen tomorrow, so I can still be in this, no problem. Alright, guys, you guys ready to roll?
Nope. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
Literally, huh?
Alright, finally, we're now getting into this. Alright.
Oh, but before we do that, I need to go do. I'm just kidding.
Stop.
Jay, I'm gonna glue you to the chair.
So, just
I'm
a
gonna
little
go
bit of background story on our area is that our story actually begins some 200,000 years ago in the land of Warfall. At this point in time, settlers from different worlds and different realms all traveled and settled at this place, far away from political unrest and civil unrest. As more and more people found home here on this place, more evil started to spread, consuming and wrecking chaos amongst the land. This world became even ruled by this dark evil for some time and was in so much turmoil. Demons ran amok with fiends and undead. They all roamed, and with the help of the heroes and gods, eventually fought back this evil. After many, many years of bitter conflict, they forced this evil back finally, but with a grim prophecy that the evil would return, forcing brother and sister gods to fight against one another, bringing ruin if no balance could be found. Thousands of years later, these stories that were once in fact became legend and then became myth. But unbeknownst to this bliss world, evil began to rise again. Reports of demons, monsters, and beings having slept for years started to awaken. Unknowingly, 7 heroes, bound by fate, must come together to go on a journey that will end this evil and bring a new age of peace. For all travelers, beware. For if this evil wins, the world will unravel, darkness will spread, and bring about the end of all life as you know it. So, for starting off, you guys have all traveled from all your different realms, different places. You travel and you enter into the town of Hartley. At this point in time, there's been a major storm that blew that's coming off the coast and enveloping the area in thunder and heavy rain. You arrive to the town, all of you are pretty much cold to the bone, you're freezing, sopping wet, and you need some warmth, shelter, and food, after a very, very long day's travel. You start noticing that there are people almost, it's right around the ballpark of like 6 p.m., 6, 7, and because of the storm, a lot of people have closed up shop, and you see most of people go ahead and start going to the local tavern in town. So for starters, let's go ahead and start with Moonraven. go ahead. In this particular, for instance, go ahead and what would you do in this instance? What are you gonna do?
Are we all together as a group already, or?
No. You guys have all traveled separately. At this point, you guys don't know hi to her of each other and don't know who's what with when and where. Do me a favor, actually. Do me a favor, Moon. Go ahead and roll me a perception check for me, if you don't mind.
All right, gotcha. Alright, I rolled a 3. I think I have +6. So
Okay, so you rolled about a 9. Okay.
9.
You kind of start noticing that there's a few other people disembarking around the same area you are, but at this point you're so entrenched by the cold and the rain is going over your eyes so much that at this point you really just don't care whether or not, who's with what. You just are looking for some warmth. You want to go ahead and dry your feathers off.
Right.
So, do you head to the tavern, or do you kind of look around? What would you like to do?
Let me just head to the tavern so I can dry off.
Alright, okay. Crowley, you're also entering in the same town. What do you do?
I would probably head to the tavern as well to dry off, warm up, because the rain will make it cold and stuff.
Of course. Okay. Jay, what about you?
Yeah, probably go to the tavern. Probably would do that regardless of the rain anyway, but yeah.
Okay. Pop, what about you?
Pop?
Pop, you there?
She said BRB, I'm still listening though. Oh, she's typing.
Okay. Alright. Well, while we're going ahead and, what we'll do is while we're waiting for Pop, Brigette, what would you do? Brigette?
Huh? Yeah. Sorry.
Did you fall asleep?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Rip?
All right. Yeah.
You ready?
So knowing Brigette, actually, do you want me to roll a perception check? Because
You can if you want to.
okay. So
In that case, what I'll do is I'll try to get, when I get through all the list of characters, I'll actually start with you. That way I can kind of keep you going. I know you had a long day.
yeah. Okay. So perception is a +5, and I rolled 11.
Okay. So, okay. You kind of, as you're looking about, you're noticing that amongst what's normally kind of, it's kind of a mixture of people, but you do tend to notice, you notice a couple of Aarakocras also starting to run towards the tavern. You also notice, let's see, you notice a tiefling, which is kind of unusual because there's not a whole lot of tieflings in this part of town. Also start running over to the tavern. Everyone's just kind of trying to run in there, trying to get some warmth.
All right. I'm gonna run to the tavern, and ensure that I'm
You can get a seat.
yeah, I can get into heat.
Okay. Not a problem.
Because of my possession, I'm going to listen to Ruby complaining about the rain. So
Okay. So as you're starting to run towards the tavern. Do me a quick favor. Give me an athletics check.
14 plus 10.
Okay. So you very surprisingly wearing your heavy wearing your heavy plate armor. You surprisingly managed to run super fast beyond what normal people wearing your type of armor would be able to run. you sprint in there, you kind of even do like an oppressive slide on your feet, get right to a perfect feet, and actually sit down. Like it's like think of the entertainer sliding out onto the stage, you know, just like kind of having like the half dad, you know, surfing on the ground, slide in there, and go ahead and land their feet.
Sorry.
Hell yeah.
Everyone's running to the tavern, and Brigette just went ahead and just pretty much all eyes have now turned to her because she very impressively with plate armor ran into the tavern, slid like she was a surfer on a freaking surfboard, slid right over to like the bar, perfect seat, sat her ass down.
Nice.
No fucking.
Your skill.
Alright, Pop, that would actually leave you. What would you like to do?
Misfit is most likely just gonna find somewhere to perform.
Okay. So the best the best place is going to be her the best place is going to be for the tavern.
Okay, she's going into the tavern.
Alright. And as you guys enter give me 1 second, I'm sorry, multitasking here. Alright, so I gotta pull up my notes here because I've happened to jump back and forth. Alright. So as you guys enter into the tavern, you notice that, you know, despite the storm, despite the rain, you know, it's a relatively uplifting kind of tavern. There's some music going on, you know, people are just kind of relaxing. There's some general consensus of laughter going on, you know, everyone's seemingly having a good time. And what we'll go ahead and do, as you guys kind of look, you notice that this building is relatively worn. It's been here for quite a while. In fact, you actually kind of look at some of the tables, and you notice that there's you know, some like old musty mugs and buckets catching little driblets of water as it's leaking through the roof. But despite all of it, it's a very, very happy place. Brigette, since you went ahead and full-on slid into there, go ahead. What would you like to do next?
Alright, so due to the portion of me, Ruby would order a drink. And
Okay, so are you gonna go up to the bartender, or are you gonna go up to are you gonna ask one of the waitresses?
I'm gonna ask one of the waitresses.
So a waitress comes up to you and goes, "Well, hi, honey. How can I do for you today?"
So instead of Brigette's voice coming out, a more kind of demanding tone comes out, and it's strongest alcohol now.
She looks at you kind of almost surprised, but at the same time has this big cheeky grin and goes, "Whatever you say, honey bunny." Starts walking off and goes ahead. So she goes off and goes ahead and brings you back some of the strongest brew of mead that they have. Let's go back up the list here.
Actually, real quick, I was going to leave off with the note that after I get the strongest alcohol, have kind of Ruby explain why she had to take over. And so the reason Ruby...
Wait, so you're gonna explain this to the waitress?
Or, yeah, like...
Okay.
Because of my background, the haunted one, people will understand what's going on with me a hell of a lot quicker.
Yeah, yeah, she kind of picked up on it, and she looks at you and says, "Oh, honey, don't worry. We get your kind in here all the time. In fact, actually, you guys are high-paying customers, especially when you get the happy ending after this. Kind of gives you a little bit of a nudge."
Ruby kind of chuckles and goes, "Look, you don't understand. This other part of us would never even been able to talk to you, so."
Oh, no worries, honey. Oh, no worries, honey. We enjoy it all the time. Now, because I've been selecting out for you, could you possibly, for a happy stance, maybe pass me on a couple extra gold I mean, I'd really appreciate it. You know, I got a starving child at home.
Oh.
Alright, so... Yeah,
Oh,
I'll go ahead.
by the way, everyone goes ahead at this point in time, starts off with 100 gold. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, okay. Fuck yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Change my thing up.
Cha-ching! And now I spent it all on booze. I'm just kidding.
On board, from what I've heard.
Actually, okay, so if I factor in all of it, I'm gonna go ahead and give her 15 gold.
Well, thank you for your generosity, honey, and please, if you need another drink, just holler me down. It's on the house. Gives you a wink and starts walking away.
Alright, so...
And
Why
I
does
do-
he
I
get
just
one on the
happen to know
house?
you
I
kind-
want one on the house.
You kind of go ahead, if you walk, as she's walking away, you kind of notice that her butt starts kind of swashing back and forth, trying to
Oh,
get your attention.
God.
Oh my god.
So it's just like,
Yeah. Alright, Moon, what are you gonna do?
So at first I'm gonna look around the tavern to see if there's anything I noticed that would stand out.
I mean, a big ass, like, you know, like, paladin
Yeah.
that'd stand out.
Raven,
Yeah.
go ahead, are you looking for something in particular?
No, just getting an idea of just anything
What's
that
around
would
and,
stand out.
okay. Alright, so go ahead and give me another, perception, give me another perception roll.
14 total.
14 total? Okay. As you start looking around, you kind of notice that most of the patrons that look like they're part of the town are mostly human. I mean, you notice that there's also a couple goblins running around here or there, you know, making sure everyone's taken care of. But as you're looking, you start noticing that there's you start noticing that off in the corner, almost in what seemingly is like the dark part of almost like the non-exclusive part, you see what looks to be a halfling and an orc, both sitting together. You see the orc kind of joyfully clapping and bouncing his feet to the music that's going on right now, but you also notice that the halfling is seemingly enveloped in his, what looks to be papers.
Okay.
So, what do you do there?
So I'm gonna ignore them because I don't really care. And
Okay.
and so I'm gonna go over and find a place that's warm but not too crowded.
Okay.
Sit. And
So you kind of sit maybe like you notice that there's a paladin that's sitting right on the right at the bar stool. But you kind of sit across the entire tavern on the other side of him. Or on the other side of her, excuse me. And you kind of just keeping an eye on things. Another waitress actually comes up to you and says, "What can I get for you?"
I have no idea what she would drink.
Actually, if you would like.
Obviously, you need the hardest drink of all, milk.
Oh no,
Yes.
no. If anything, she goes ahead and kind of says, "Oh, I haven't seen one of your kind around." In fact, we actually just brought in a special import of our Cochrane seed wine that I think you might enjoy.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
I'll go ahead and get that right up for you. So she walks away, goes ahead and brings you your, a cup filled with it, and actually brings you the bottle with it. And that'll be 5 silver coins.
Okay. So, wait. So I'll go ahead and hand her a gold piece and tell her to keep the change.
Oh, why, thank you. We don't get much of your generous kind around. I appreciate it. She starts walking away.
Alright.
Alright, Crowley, you're up.
I would go up to the bartender to get some food and a pint of water, with a glass of water, actually.
Okay. So the bartender actually, when you first walk up to the bar, you kind of don't notice, you actually almost don't see the bar. You don't see the bartender. Except all of a sudden, out of the blue, you see this little red tuft, you know, like almost looks like a Santa Claus hat, kind of walking up behind. And then all of a sudden, what looks like, what actually, the hat starts bobbing up and down as if it's getting bigger. And the bartender reveals himself as a dwarf. Dwarf looks at you and says, "What can I get for you, lassie?"
I love them. I need them.
He's going to be my friend.
Everyone gets a small portion of food and a glass of water.
Actually, you're just in luck. We just went ahead and brought in some actual seeds. They are some seeds from a flower that is actually around your parts. So hold on a minute, let me get you that. And you said you wanted what to drink?
Water, if you have it.
I mean, look around you. We're overflowing with water here. Turns around, actually. Grabs you a glass of water. You notice it's not the musty glass. He actually poured it out from, you know, the back of the barrel. It kind of leans over and says, "You know, it's actually interesting. We don't get a whole lot of your kind around. What you doing here?"
Just wandering, and then the sudden downpour happened, and I had to take shelter in the tavern.
Oh, it's no problem. If you need some in and keep, just let me know. We actually got a few rooms available. And proceeds, he says, "Excuse me for a moment. I'd love to sit and chat, but I have some teachings to take care of. So if you'll excuse me, Malassi." Gets off the thing and starts running off and handling, you know, other business. Jay, you're up.
Awesome. So, I'm going to go up to the bar tender and yeah, I'm there for food.
Okay, so what can I get for you, laddie?
I suppose I could use something meaty. Got anything like steak?
Well, if you're asking for steak, we haven't gotten the cow in for years, but if you want some venison, I got some freshly cooked.
That'll do.
Alright, so one fat plate of venison, come up. Alright! Calls back to the chef. You see the chef kind of poke out, and it's this really, really massive orc. Yeah? Get the laddie up here some venison. Okay. Starts going back in. It'll be up for you in a minute, laddie.
Alright, take all the time you need.
Alright, and so that will actually go down to Pup. It's your turn.
I think Miss Fet will try and like find the owner of the tavern.
That would be the barkeep.
Okay, so she goes up to the gut barkeep, kind of like leans against the what's it called? What's it fucking called?
Bar?
Yep, that's the word. Don't know how I put that. Her chest kind of like poking out more than the rest of her body.
He kind of looks up at you and goes, "Oh, lassie, let me get you looking for a job."
Well, I was just looking for someone to perform, love.
Well, lassie, let me take a good look at you. He goes around the bar and goes ahead, kind of takes a look. Let me do something real quick here.
Is it perception check?
He goes ahead, he kind of checks you out up and down, looks around, and actually goes ahead and kind of does like, walks completely around you in a complete 360, and goes, "Hiya, lassie, you do. We actually are in need of an entertainer. The other one decided to quit. So, if you'd actually go up to the stage there, just do your thing, and you give me like 2 silver coins out of your entire stack, and you can call it a day."
That's absolutely no problem.
So, do me a favor. You go over to the stage, you start performing. Roll me a performance check.
Absolutely! I've got +8. Let's see. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. 14.
14. Alright. So, as you start performing, they go ahead and, you definitely get some guys that have been, like, some hard workers. They start kind of turning their heads, start checking you out. Go ahead and give me a second here. Alright, gonna roll some dice here. Alright. So you go ahead and add yourself, let's see. 40 copper pieces,
Uh-huh.
10 silver pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and 7 gold.
Fuck yeah.
Alright. So, as everything's kind of going on and, everyone's having a good time, the door suddenly bursts open. The music comes to almost a screeching halt, and you see a gentleman that, kind of in his late 40s, early 50s, he's a human. He dressed in what kind of almost seems like fine clothes and armor, but he's also wearing a wet cloak, and it's kind of covering his face. As he passes through the bar, he looks at every single one of you and actually looks you directly into the eyes. His gaze is almost like full-on piercing your soul. As the music slowly kind of starts picking up and starts continuing, you start hearing, everyone go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okie dokie.
Perception. Okie dokie.
Yep, give me another perception check for me, if you don't mind.
Let me
Yeah.
just look at the points on my thing.
I've got 10.
Okay. So, let's start off the list here. Brigette, what was your roll number?
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Fuck you.
Nice. So as you are, Brigette, you notice that as, you start hearing the whispers, you start hearing the name of the butler. And it almost has like a reverent tone, to it. Let's see here. Moonraven, what'd you roll?
19.
19? You hear a lot of the same thing. You hear the butler. You also hear the mention of how his master is very rich. Crowley, what was your roll?
I'm trying to figure it out.
So what you're gonna do, you're gonna use the D20. So you're gonna do /D 1D20, and then we'll add your perception modifier on the round.
Okay. 13.
Okay. And okay, so 13. You also hear the name of the butler going ahead and being whispered about. Let's see. Jay, what'd you roll?
18.
18. Very nice.
Mm.
You hear a lot of the same information. You don't really, and you also kind of hear that, he's one that's not to be fuckered with. Pop, what was your roll?
10.
You were still, you actually ended up, you heard the name, but what you couldn't shake off the feeling that his gaze actually could read you like a book, and it kind of frightens you a little bit.
Right.
Poor Pop.
So he goes over to the bartender, and they seem to be going ahead into a interesting talk.
Stop at me.
The bartender goes ahead and starts conversing, and he starts pointing individually to each and every one of you, including the orc and the halfling that are actually still in the corner. So he goes over to them, starts talking to them, and you kind of notice that they nod, and they start getting up to walk out of the tavern. Brigette, the butler goes ahead and comes over to you and says, "I hear you're new in town."
Alright, so Brigette takes back over and goes, "Yes, I am on but a holy crusade. As of right now, I had a slight issue and have been possessed, and I'm trying to cleanse myself."
Well, we have plenty of ways to help you with that, but in order for us to help you, we need your help.
What do you need?
Well, if you will come with me, my master will go ahead and explain everything to you. There is gold involved, and everything will be explained in time. I have a carriage waiting outside.
Brigette kind of looks at the butler and goes, "Allow me to converse with myself, and I will give you an answer."
He goes ahead and kind of gives you this look of he understands what you're saying, and he says, "Time is limited. I will be back."
Alright, so Brigette and Ruby kind of split, so it's going to be the dual voice thing.
Okay. As far as that's concerned, you two will be conversing. So then, Moonraven.
Yes.
The butler comes over to you and says, "You're Aarakocra."
Yeah.
I'm assuming you are here. Are you here on business or personal?
I am just exploring the realm, so I'm here for whatever reason I want to be.
Very understanding. I like a person like that. I am assuming that, and also you need work as well.
That depends. Didn't turn it down.
We have, my master actually requires people to help him with a very dire matter, and he will pay you handsomely for it.
She doesn't really care about money so much, so what's this matter? I'll
My
consider it.
master will explain everything. I am not at liberty to discuss it, especially not in this public area. Security reasons and all that.
I'm willing
So-
to listen, but I can't make you any promise.
Understood. I will take you to my master. Just hold tight here. I do have a carriage outside. I have a few more people to rally up.
It's just nods.
So he walks over to Crowley, and Crowley says, "Two Aarakocra in the same building. This has to be fate."
I don't know how. It's probably not fate, but more coincidence. I am just merely passing through when the rain started.
You are a druid, yes?
I am.
What if I were to tell you that we have a job that could potentially save your forests and your trees?
Are you, William? I did overhear that you were speaking to others, but I did not know exactly what was said. But
My master has a job for each and every single one of you, for you and a few others. You seem to be some of the people that I spoke to were people that I perceived to be the strongest. My master has a job that he needs taken care of.
I see. I would like some time to think about this, and then I'll give you an answer.
Your time is limited. I only have 2 more people to speak with. Make it quick.
That's probably plenty of time.
So he goes over and notices Clyde the ranger, walks up to him and says, "Oh, a ranger. What brings you to these parts?"
Mercenary work. Just got done with a job, it started raining, headed here.
Do you have another job? Lined up?
Not currently. I was thinking about heading back home if I didn't get one soon.
Well, need not to head home. We have a job for you. My master will explain everything. There's a carriage outside.
Really no. I suppose I could give it a look.
He nods and goes over to the entertainer that's standing on there. Looks over at Mitzvah and goes, "A woman of your stature and your strength should not be wasting her time entertaining mere mortals. If you would like more gold, I have a job for you."
She snaps her head towards the man, hearing the word gold, and just says, "I'm listening."
We have all the details available. If you will come with us, I have a carriage waiting outside. I will take you to my master.
Just kind of shrugs, like, "Well, okay, since you're asking."
Alright. So it goes back over to, Brigette. So, have you made your decision?
The 2 voices in collection. Yes.
And?
I'll see you outside in the carriage.
He nods and goes over to, let's go back up the list. Moon actually ended up, popped out for a second. I don't know if that was her phone.
Her husband. So.
Okay, not a problem. So, goes over to Crowley, goes over to her and says, have you made your decision?
It depends on the answer of this question.
Ask away.
If the mission is one that I'm not interested in partaking, can I opt out on it?
Everyone has their own choices. But this mission is something that I feel you will not opt out on. Because it has to do with everything that is natural, unnatural, and otherwise, and the safety of the rest of the world is at stake.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome
I
back.
see. Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out, is to pick you up on the offer.
Alright, meet me outside at the carriage. Walks over to Moonraven.
Yeah.
Says, have you made your decision?
Well, I already said I would listen. Where do you want me to go?
There's a carriage outside. I'm about to head out there myself.
Alright.
So, I believe that means everyone went over to the carriage. He goes ahead and actually jumps on the reins and actually goes ahead and gives it a crack. The carriage starts going ahead and starting to take off. And as you go ahead and go through, let me see here, just pulling up my, so there's he takes you out of a horse-drawn carriage that's big enough to fit all 7 of you, and starts going ahead and driving off. And the halfling looks at you. The halfling goes ahead and kind of peeps up his head and looks at you and goes, "What a ragtag bunch of people we have here today, ain't that right, Grunt?" Grunt goes ahead and just kind of goes, "I know they're probably nice people, but we're in for the money." "Oh, yes, I know. Money's not about everything." Okay. Bloody hell. Looks at the rest of you and says, "You'll have to excuse my friend Grant here. He can't go ahead and speak proper English like the rest of us. His tongue was unfortunately cut out by his orc stronghold people. I found him withering to dust. Now look at him." Kind of pokes it. Grunt just kind of looks down, looks at everybody, and just kind of waves his hand, kind of going,
Sorry, I have a quick question.
Who are you asking?
The DM.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Where would Misfit be sitting in this carriage?
Let's see. So, the carriage, it's kind of, the only really way I could describe it is, the carriage is very much like your old-fashioned, kind of into the west carriages, where you have the long box with the canvas over the top. Let's see, Grunt and Toto, as they currently introduce themselves, they're sitting at the very back end of the actual carriage, being as how Grunt's just the massive orc that he is, and he's taking up most of the space. On the left, you have, let's see here.
I actually had an idea.
What's up?
So, because of Brigitte being the paladin she is, and the way you described the carriage, knowing her, she would ride on top of it to ensure that no one attacked the carriage.
Well, and then at that point, the butler's gonna look at you and say, "There's no need for that. I have secret guards posted along the path, and you're safe."
Okay, so then yeah, she would. Okay, so then you can place her wherever you want. So
let's see. So Moonraven, Korvaki, and Zaraya are sitting on the left side. Like when you're about to enter in, they're sitting on the left side. So on the right side is gonna have Clyde, then it's gonna have Misfit, and then Brigette's gonna be sitting at the very end, still kind of keeping a wary eye out.
Misfit in the carriage, she's gonna try and keep her distance away from Grant.
Of course. Okay, so then in that case, so at that point, you pretty much switch places with Brigette. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
So as the carriage is kind of rolling down the road, you start noticing that it's kind of looming ever closer to this massive, massive mansion. It's not very much like a house. It's more like a noble's house. It's not like a castle. It's a noble's house. And as you're approaching through, there's these iron rod gates with a massive V implanted in the circle. So as you go ahead and go through, he takes you all up to the mansion, opens the doors for you. At this point, you guys walk into the foyer of the mansion. I'd like everyone to go ahead and roll me another perception check if you guys won't mind.
No, please. Not 20.
Okay. Pop, we'll go ahead and start with you. Since you already rolled a nat 20, and you can go ahead and make this comment to everyone else, if you'd like.
Mhm.
You notice that this place is obviously of someone of very great importance. There's artwork, little pieces of, like, pottery, all encased around. This guy is obviously a wealthy fucking benefactor. And in fact, it's so wealthy that you can, as you're walking through the foyer, you even see what looks to be a very rare polar bear pelt as a rug sitting right in the middle of the foyer. You obviously are looking around at somebody who is obviously a lord. Like, this guy is damn near royalty as much as you can get.
Yeah, no, she's keeping that to herself.
Okay. Then in that case, Brigitte, what'd you roll?
17.
Alright, so you rolled a
Like,
7.
Wait. Yeah, do you want before modifiers or after?
You can do before or after, it doesn't matter.
Do before, because where Brigitte rolled, like, super high and
Yeah.
everything. So,
Alright, not a problem. Not a problem. You obviously noticed the same thing. In fact, actually, as you're starting to look, you notice that there is almost a very small figurine of a very rare piece, or not a piece, but it's a very rare statuette of what looks to be your god that you follow, Anion.
alright.
And quick question: are you gonna make a comment about this, or are you gonna keep
I'm
it
gonna
yourself?
make a comment about the Anion statue, but other than
Alright.
that, no.
Alright, so he goes ahead and hears this and he says, well, of course. My master is a collector of all statuettes. He's very interested in old-fashioned religions. Let me see here. Let's see. Moonraven, what did you roll?
16 with modifiers would be 22.
Okay. So you also notice the same thing. In fact, you also see, amongst the massive amounts of things, a rare artifact, a rare picture actually. That's an artifact of a picture of your clanman in specifically one of your ancestors sitting there in a painting.
Sitting where?
Okay, so like those old English portraits that actually have a picture of it's a painting of that particular person.
Yeah.
You see a picture of one of your ancestors, same colored feathers and all, in a painting up on the wall.
Where did you get that?
He looks and says, the Eric Cockroach and my master have actually spoken of very that time. In fact, actually, your grandfather was actually a friend of my master.
All right.
Crowley, what'd you roll?
Pathetic 2.
Hey,
Okay. No, it's fine. At this point, you really just don't give a fuck about, what's all going on around you. You're just happy and relieved to be actually inside and actually a decent fucking house.
That sounds about right.
Joe, what'd you go ahead and roll?
Good old 17.
17. You notice that up on the wall there's a rare bow and arrow, or bow, that was actually belonging to what you know as one of the mythical archers that actually you're pretty well familiar with.
Okay, I'd probably comment something along the lines of, nice bow. Seems like you live pretty lavishly, eh?
The butler kind of gives you this look of, he's a collector. He does this out of his personal interests. So, the butler goes ahead and takes you all in what looks to be this, this office. Obviously, it's still about as lavish as everything. Everything around you. There's a desk, there's literally 3 chairs sitting, 4. One sitting behind the desk, 2 are in front, and one's over by the window overlooking the entire area. The butler goes ahead and looks at you all and says, please stay here, make yourself comfortable. I will fetch my master and he will be with you shortly. And he closes the door.
Alright, guess I'll just sit down then.
Let's start off with Brigette. What do you do?
So I'm just gonna kind of wander around for a minute and see if everything is, in a well-kept area.
Okay. Let me see. What's your passive perception?
Alright, give me a sec.
No problem.
I got kicked out of the quiet room, so I started playing some pinball so I could stay up.
You're fine.
Alright, so as soon as I get a free hand, I promise I will.
Alright. I hope I'm not boring you at all with my narrative.
Oh, no. It's just, I wanted to stay up during this, so.
Alright, not a problem. Alright, now while you're going ahead and doing that, I'm going to move on to Moonraven.
Right.
What do you go ahead and do?
I want to study the picture. Oh, you...
You are actually currently in the study, so the picture is
yeah.
actually out in the hallway, yeah.
Out in the hallway? Okay. Let me look around the study, see if there's anything interesting or shiny.
Okay. And remind me, what is your class again? You're a warlock, correct?
Warlock, yep.
Roll me an arcane check.
Do you mind rolling that for me? Because I'm shredding chicken.
Okay. Hey, no, that's not a problem. All I need to do is I need to see what exactly your arcane modifier is on this one, so give me a
Alright,
second.
so perception modifier, Grace perception modifier was +5, and then intelligence, or wisdom is 20. So.
Okay. You notice that everything is very, very organized. Like, this guy is, but it's also, you look over on the desk, you see some books sitting there, and somewhat like a half-neat, haphazardly. This guy obviously does research, but he likes to keep things organized at the same time. Let's see. Since I went over to Corvahi, I just pulled up your...
I'm back to where I can get stuff.
Okay.
So I've got a 5 for Arcana. And
yeah, go ahead and roll that for me if you don't mind.
8 + 5, 13.
You notice that some of the books start lighting up with your arcane check. Some of them are lining the walls, some of them are blue, and some of them are red. Blue obviously defining good magic, and red being defining as, dark magic. You start kind of looking around, and you notice that this guy is very astute and very knowing of the art of magic. So he knows, a thing or two, obviously. Let's see. Crowley, what do you do?
I would take a few steps away from the group and look around in the area, see if there's anything that's interesting.
Okay. You go ahead and roll me a perception check. Oh no, actually, hold on, before you do. Are you looking for something in particular, or are you just kind of looking around?
Looking around.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and give me that perception roll, if you don't mind.
One moment. Ten.
Okay. You don't really see anything that really catches your eye. And you also kind of notice that, you know what, at this point, with everything kind of going on, you've been a little overwhelmed on the day. So you also go ahead and have the option of sitting down as well.
I'll have a seat then.
Okay. Now, out of curiosity, which chair are you sitting in? Are you going to sit by the one at the window? Or are you going to sit sit one of the two that are in front of the desk?
By the window.
Okay. You start going ahead and sitting down. You kind of put your butt on the chair, kind of start getting comfortable. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, you hear this noise, you hear this voice that's muffled, saying, "Ooh, this isn't an asset to get used to."
I had a feeling something like that was going to happen.
So what do?
Get up.
I bet.
As you get up, and at this point, all of you guys are actually now aware. There's an eyeball that opens up on the top part of the chair, and a tongue that opens up at the bottom of the cushion where the seam is.
No.
You literally just sat on a mimic.
I thought it would be one.
Knowing Brigitte, once she sees the mimic, her first reaction is to go ahead and pull her flail out.
Whoa, hey. No need for weapons here, okay? I'm not gonna fucking do anything along those lines. I'm a mimic. What the hell can I fucking do?
Eat people.
Although, it says, she kind of looks at Brigid and goes, well, I mean, I eat you out all day and night, but that's beside the point.
Jesus Christ.
Toto kind of pops his head and goes, wow, this is a child I could get along with. And the mimic kind of, his eye
is just fucking confused.
The mimic looks over at Toto and goes, what the hell are you? You're too short. Toto has this, like, indignant look on his face and goes, for your bloody information, you ignorant pink, I am a halfling. The mimic just kind of looks at him and goes, I've eaten bigger than you.
Ew.
The orc goes ahead and the grunt goes ahead and looks at the mimic and just kind of gives a grunt. And the mimic looks at him and goes, yeah, I know, he's an idiot. So, the mimic goes ahead and actually kind of, his eye starts kind of looking about, and then it focuses on Misfit. Kind of, and you see this eyeball just kind of start up at the top, slowly goes ahead, droops down to her feet, and all the way brings it back up, spending a little extra second towards her breast area.
Of course.
Looks at her and goes, looks at Misfit and goes, hi, how you doing?
Misfit just completely, like, disgusted. She kind of, like, pulls up quite a face. And then, like, tries to bring her posture back, like, yes, how can I help you?
Well, gee, I was just complimenting you. Dear God, you didn't have to give me the fucking cold shoulder. Jeez, you must have dealt with enough stupid men. And literally goes ahead and looks over at Brigitte and goes, so, you gonna pull that flare out on me? Or do I need to pinch ya? And then you see the tongue go ahead and kind of lick around where the seam would be. Just starts licking his lips like he's in anticipation.
Okay, so Brigette's gonna first just kind of okay. She's going to lean, like she's gonna sit down, but slam her shield down with its mighty spike, spike down.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and roll something real quick here.
All right, and then if I need, I can roll.
Yeah. So, as you're going to slam the shield down on the chair, the tongue flips out another good 2-3 feet, wraps it around your arm, and literally holds your arm there. And then, so go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
How kinky.
Nat 20.
Oh my god.
So, you literally go ahead at this point, and at this point you're like, ugh! Pull your hand away, the tongue actually unlatches, and the chair just kind of looks at you with its eyes, and with its eye, and just goes, oh, we got a feisty one. I like that. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, the doors actually open. The doors to the entering into the study go ahead and open. As you look, you see the butler escorting in what was this very dark-skinned noble figure. And the noble figure looks over at the chair and goes, "R.C., behave!" The chair kind of looks up at attention. Its eye just kind of widens in fear. The tongue kind of slides back in. And you can see the eye kind of half shut, but it's kind of looking at it like, oh shit, I fucked up. So, the noble that came in comes over and actually stands behind the desk. He looks at you all and says, I do apologize for any sort of issues my mimic gave to you.
The only issue I have is the fact you didn't even notice me.
He has a hard time dealing with guests, especially of the kind of gets a glance over at Miss Fed, says, especially of the feminine kind. I do apologize to all of you. Now, proceeds to go ahead and actually pull out the chair from behind the desk and sits down. And he says, I do sincerely apologize. I did ask all of you to come. I did proceed to ask my servant, the butler here, to go ahead and bring all of you, and I do appreciate you taking the time. So, he goes ahead and actually sits down, and he introduces himself as Sir Valahad of Mirrorwood. If any of you would like to roll a history check, you may.
Okay. I guess I can try.
Alright, I have a 16 with a history of +4.
Alright.
What's the
Modify 20.
die?
Alright. D20.
Right,
Alright, so let's start off the top. Brigitte, you said you got a modified 20?
Yeah, modified 20, so.
Alright.
I mean,
So,
my roll
you
was
notice this being, Valahad, is actually, if you look closer, is actually a dark elf. You also know that in this area, Sir Valahad is actually very well known. He's very much a benefactor of many different towns. Supposedly he's also really good at giving people things along those lines. This guy is literally rich beyond anything that he could afford to live on in even one lifetime. You also know that Mirrorwood is actually a dark forest. You also notice that Mirrorwood is actually a very, very is a dark forest. Not dark as in evil, but dark as in like the foliage covers it, and it's very little to no sunlight. And he's commonly known to have dark elves going about it. Who else rolled out of curiosity? Who else rolled a history check?
I did.
I did.
Okay. I know I heard Crowley's voice in there. What'd you roll?
A 2 again.
You have that.
The bot
You
doesn't
have-
like you.
You
The
have
bot hates
absolutely.
me.
You have absolutely no idea who the fuck this guy is. As far as you know, this is just some very well-dressed elf that just walked in, and it's, rich as shit. Moonraven, did you roll something?
I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, nice. So, you actually, at this point, you actually know where Mirrorwood is in this area because you actually picked up a rough sketch of the map and actually know having a general idea where Mirrorwood is, as well as, once you actually looked at him, you actually recognized him from, certain stories, from your ancestor, who actually knew him very well and actually helped him out of a pretty dark and depressing time. Jay, did you roll?
Yeah,
What'd you roll?
I rolled a very accurate to my character 5.
Okay, much like Crowley, you have no idea who this guy is, you have no idea where Mirrorwood is, and you're kind of sitting there looking with a puzzle face like, huh? Pup, did you go ahead and roll?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you get?
So I rolled a 16, but with my modifier it being 18.
Okay, so, you actually know of where this guy is. You can definitely tell this guy's packing a huge amount of bank. And this is definitely a guy that could go ahead and help you, earn quite a bit of gold. So he goes ahead, Galahad goes ahead, sits down, and offers you all to sit on the chair, except for the one that's the mimic, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Like I did.
And, as he goes ahead and talks to you, he goes ahead and says, he says, I have a mission for you all, of great importance. He says, I'm sure that most of you are aware that there's been some evil happenings that are starting out in this, that are out in this land.
Can I make an interruption?
Yes.
Ruby's gonna pop out bullshit, like very loudly. But
So
Brigette's
Galahad-
mouth is not. Yeah, Ruby's gonna pop out and say it, but Brigette's mouth is not going to be moving. Like
So in
she's
other
going
words,
to try to hide it.
Galahad looks at you and says, am I under the correction of saying that you are Ruby, correct?
Oh.
Both Brigitte and Ruby at the same time. What the?
He goes ahead and kind of gives a smile and says, I study all things, including demons. And I actually have met you, Ruby. As far as I'm aware, you are actually not very too fond of your demon brethren. In fact, they actually kicked you out for not being demon enough. Am I correct in that?
Roasted.
Ruby sits there and smiles and goes, and you see why I possess the paladin. Good
And
job.
says- And he goes ahead and looks at you, kind of gives you a nod and says, that's an interesting touch. So he proceeds to go ahead and continue. He says, as I was saying, evil has started to resurface on this land. Many of your brethren, as well as other entities, have decided to come from the depths. And unfortunately, and at this point you kind of see his face kind of look down, and you can kind of see almost like a sense of grief as he explains, and he says, my sister is involved in this. He goes ahead and explains to you that his sister has been going ahead and amassing power, that she is trying to bring back this evil world, but in order for her to do so, she needs some very, very powerful artifacts in order for her to go ahead and cause this great ruin. he says that in essence, he goes ahead and looks at. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I think
you
he's
sit
on the-
somewhere. I'm fucking hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah.
He's on the
We're
phone.
the girls?
Oh, okay. So he proceeds to go ahead.
Hold up. Don't seat me yet. My wallet's missing. My
We can
wallet's
actually-
missing.
We can go ahead and pause this for a minute so that way Forget can go ahead and get it.
You want me to pause the recording?
No, we can.
Yes, please, because I'm a bit worried about that. Like,
Alright. And we're back on.
Alright. So Valahad kind of looks over at Korvahi and goes, well, if it isn't the granddaughter of Varahi, oh no, I'm sorry, Jorvahi, I'm sorry. I got the name kind of mixed up. Ah! This kind of gives you the look of, I know who you are.
And so Korvahi's just gonna nod. Sir Valahad, I've heard many things about you from my grandfather.
Ah! Yes, your grandfather. Very interesting fellow your grandfather was. One of the
Wish I
very
lived longer.
one of the very few people that I know that could actually manage to get a hold of the great god to become a warlock. It's actually quite interesting. And I see you follow the similar path.
It's more like the great old one found me, but probably for that same reason.
Ah, you're speaking of Belithamog.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Interesting. I've had some dealings with him. He's a very interesting figure in and of himself. Very
Yeah.
much doesn't care for us mortals, but at the same time, usually has a very interesting way of having people pay him back.
Yes, so I've heard.
Well, such a pretty figurine like you, I'm sure he won't come up with something too drastic.
She kind of narrow her eyes a little bit at that mildly sexist comment and just kind of be quiet.
Yeah, he's
He's dirty
He
old
looks
man.
over-
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, he's an elf, keep in mind. So he's close to about 100 some odd years old. He's allowed to be permitted on occasion.
But still, that's what she didn't say anything.
He looks over at Clyde and says, ah, the mercenary. How is your brother?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Give me 1 second. Hey, Brigitte, if you wouldn't mind, could you mute that?
yeah, give me a sec.
Not a problem.
Cool.
I was just asking because there was a lot of background noise going on.
Yeah. That's kind of why I couldn't hear you very well. I basically stopped being able to understand you after you said mercenary.
He said, yeah, so Valahad looks over at you and says, oh, well, if it isn't the mercenary Clyde, who is your brother?
My brother?
Mm-hmm.
Just my brother Dale. He's currently back home, probably tinkering on some device or whatever.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
I didn't know
And actually, by the way, just a little side note for you, Jay. You remember, you have no idea who this guy is, and he just went ahead and mentioned your brother.
Yeah, Clyde is pretty laid back.
Okay, I'm just clarifying that. He nods and Valahad nods and goes ahead and says, I've actually hired your brother to do a few jobs. He was very, very efficient. I hope you prove to be the same.
I'm stronger than him, so I guess I'll have to show it to you.
he kind of gives a look of, he just kind of gives you like a look of saying, "Oh, you cute little thing," and goes ahead and says, "Just because you may be stronger than him doesn't mean that you aren't smarter. We'll see how that turns out."
Fair
And then
point.
proceeds, and then actually goes ahead and turns his attention towards Misfit. Proceeds to kind of look her up and down and says, "Aren't you a little young to be in the entertainment business?" Pop, you there?
Rip.
She's probably waiting for everyone else to show back up. Hey, Pop, you there?
You think she went to the bathroom or something?
Possibly. Oh.
So, should I pause the recording again?
No, we can keep it running and just go ahead and you can edit it out once everything's all said and done.
Oh, I'm totally not editing the video. This thing is gonna be 3 hours long.
Most likely. So, actually, out of curiosity for everybody, royal feedback. How do you think how's my first time DMing? How's it going?
Going good.
I'm not the best judge considering this is literally the third Dungeons & Dragons match I've ever done in my life. I can tell you right now that you're the most competent of the three.
I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah, great. Just gotta say, you're the most competent out of the three. Yeah, nice.
Yay!
That and the fact that we really haven't gotten too far into it yet, so I'm pretty picky when it comes to judging.
Okay. So, you guys don't think I'm, like, making you guys roll for too much of anything, are you?
Oh, no.
Nope.
No. But can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Half the times it sounds like you're eating your mic.
I apologize. I am... Hold on a second.
Well, I guess somebody had to say it, huh?
Is this better?
Yeah, sounds better.
Okay. I just had to switch ears because I decided I was using headphones, so that way a lot of the background noise wouldn't bother my girlfriend.
And now we have an hour of Dark eating his mic.
Was it really that bad?
It was noticeable, but it wasn't too bad.
Okay. Well, it's like, the thing is that I use these, I use a pair of Skull Candies, the earbud version of them, and the mic is actually pretty good on these, like, very good. So, it's better than the overhead, whatchamacallit, the overhead, earphones that I usually use. So, I actually managed to find
funny,
this
'cause I used to own a pair of Skull Candy earbuds. I'm actually sporting frogs right now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, is, like, I usually try to get some of the better headphones, especially since I'm the one usually listening to music.
I'm not
I
even
like
using
to-
headphones.
I like to... Huh?
I'm not even using headphones. I just have the room to myself, and I got a nice mic, and leaving it at that.
Shut up, Jordan.
Oh, I bet you got that mic.
Well, actually, the mic was a gift from a friend because I'm cheap and didn't want to buy one myself.
You're such a Jew.
I'm not, though. In truth, I was planning on buying one, but then my friend was like, "Hey, man, I have an old mic that you can use," and he just gave me this snowball mic.
Okay, well that ain't bad at all. That's not bad at all. It actually picks up quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I'm serious. If you guys have any sort of feedback or something you don't like that I'm doing, please let me know. You know, I'd like to go ahead and make this as fun as possible for everybody.
Well, let's see. Lists about 25 things.
Oh, great,
like-
thank you. And you just told me that I was the most competent out of the three. No, that's just adding insult to injury. Come on, Jack.
I said you're the most confident. Didn't say you were. I'm just kidding.
Give me 1 second. Okay. No worries. My girlfriend was just letting me know that our dinner was put away. I actually ate some food right before, so it was actually really fucking good.
I just had food while we were talking through that entire conversation.
Yeah. She is an awesome cook. I love her. Not just for the fact that she cooks, but you know.
My folks are from Louisiana, so I got Louisiana-style cooking in my blood.
Oh, that's
Oh
awesome.
boy, here we go. So a lot of jambalaya and Cajun.
Oh yeah, good old jambalaya, good old gumbo, good old seafood.
God, I haven't had a good gumbo in years.
I
Yeah,
can give you my
holy shit.
recipe later if you want.
That may not be a bad idea. I may have to try it out.
Right. Now, my favorite thing is that there's this stew that I make. It's nice and spicy for those who like that.
Up and out then.
Oof.
I actually have
Spicy.
rutabagas in it, believe it or not.
Okay.
If you've
Interesting.
ever heard of a rutabaga.
I know what a rutabaga is.
Okay. Yeah, it was originally supposed to have turnips in it, but then I went to the store and they didn't have any turnips, and I'm just like, but I'm making food for a family stuff now. What do I do? And then I just kind of saw the rutabagas, and I'm like, huh, and just kind of went with that. And it ended up being better than it actually did with turnips, because I did try the recipe with turnips later, and I liked the rutabaga more.
Okay. Well, that's definitely interesting. I'll have to take a look at that.
Yep. Hey! You're back!
Entire clan's back, look like.
Now we just have to wait for Brigitte.
Yeah, not a problem. Hey, at least we're not waiting on you.
Oh, is it maybe because I made you wait 3 minutes, for every second for, 5 tries?
I think it was about 5 or 6 tries. It was like, yeah, oh, we're gonna start. Oh wait, no, I gotta do this. Oh wait, no, the washer went off. Oh wait, no, my dad's here. Holy crap!
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, look, there's a whisker that I missed while shaving and it's bugging me.
OCD little prick.
I'm probably not OCD at all. It's just that...
Oh really? I could not tell. No, the whole pulling at a single whisker is like the only thing. It's like, oh no, I gotta keep my face.
There's very few things I'm OCD about. That is one of them.
Huh. God, I would hate to see what he would do with a black eye.
The other thing would be when I'm decorating something.
Check chat.
Hello. Everything all right?
Yeah.
I give that a 2.
Sounds like someone's doing good now.
Wait, did Brigitte and pop on the mic then pop off?
Yeah, basically.
Pop off. I swear to God, that sounds like... Oh, popped off. It sounds like you're about to fire a gun.
Maybe I should stop whistling that. I might get copyright strikes on YouTube for having Mario in here.
Nah, because it's coming out of your voice. It's not original soundtrack.
Oh. Well, I don't know, because YouTube's been being YouTube.
Yeah, I've heard, but it's no big deal. Alrighty.
Oh, now my video is gonna be taken down because I'm complaining about that.
Just edit. Well, it looks like now you're gonna have to edit.
Nah. I'm literally on YouTube. I have a whopping 100 subs, and half of them are my IRL friends. So I don't think YouTube will care about anything I post, to be honest.
Maybe not. You never know.
You never know.
One time back when I was a kid, I posted a random, literally me recording a music thing on a video game, and it never got taken down. It's still there. And it was of very bad quality because I used a camera, and...
Alright, so just out of curiosity, is everyone, are we all ready to go ahead and continue back on? Or is Brigitte, are you still dealing with shit?
Trying to find a quiet spot. Can't move. Feet bleeding.
Oh God.
Rip.
That's odd.
Do you want us to continue on, Brigitte, or you want us to wait?
Well, Well, I guess we will have to decide for ourselves.
Roll the dice.
Anything from everything from 11 up, we continue on. Anything below, we wait.
Below 10, we have to wait.
Let's see.
Here, I'll roll it.
No, I'm not literally saying we roll it. That was a joke.
Well, now I want to roll. You can't stop
Oh,
me.
dear God. Now you're taking it seriously.
Okay, we continue. We're going anyway.
Don't
Got
worry,
a 12.
don't worry. We'll go ahead and there will be plenty of chances for you to roll. Don't want to waste your good rolls.
It was only a 12. That means my next roll
Maybe
is going to be like a
if I
20
keep
or
rolling,
something.
I'll get out of the damn 2 areas.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Actually-
Crowley. I'll stop absorbing your luck in about 3 hours.
Shut up.
Of course. Oh boy. Let's see here. Let me actually message. Let me message Brigette here. Give me a second, guys.
She's posted in the general chat.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, she did. Please wait. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
she did. God damn it. Addy Tenti moment.
Oh, I identify as an attack helicopter?
Shut up, Joe. You no trigger.
That's kind of rude.
I was kidding.
It's no And by the way, it's no problem, Brigette. We'll go ahead and wait for you. No big deal.
Well, I guess that means I'll pause the recording because we have literally 15 minutes of nothing.
Finally, got rid of the trapped wind. Fucking hell. And that's been hurting me all day.
Alright, now that we're back to go, blah, 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 English. Let's...
Good job.
Nice opener. Just add a little blah.
Nobody watches my
Anyway,
videos
so-
anyway, so nobody cares.
So, Pup, he goes, Valahad looks over at Misfit and kind of looks at her and says, "Aren't you a little young to be entertaining?"
Misfit, hang on, I need to look at her age before we do anything.
I'm 137 years old.
Her hand, like, on her chest, bit gobsmacked, like, I'm 24.
He looks over at you and says, "I'm 113. Your point?"
I go by human age.
Ah,
I only
Yeah.
live for so long.
very true. He says, but he kind of looks at her, he kind of gives her a nod and says, "Don't worry. You'll make plenty more gold than you will ever on a stage." Gives a nod, looks back at the rest of the group, and at this point during the entire conversation, he's already gone ahead and done looked at her, Toto and Grunt, in which they both just kind of scratching their heads like, how does he do that? So,
Does his research.
she goes,
Yeah.
one thing you got to understand about Valahad is that he is a very resourceful guy. Either he knows, and if he doesn't know, he has ways of finding out.
Oh
So-
shit! Then he knows about Brigitte's brawls.
Oh, trust me, he knows.
Well, I mean, him knowing about Clyde's brother comes from the fact that they're all from the same mercenary troop, which is relatively famous, and since Dale is their blacksmith, I mean, hey.
So he goes ahead and just tells you that, this whole thing is actually starting because his sister is hoping to restart the prophecy that brother and sister will go against each other. And if they're not balanced, evil will take over. And she's betting on the fact that, if this goes ahead and happens, the whole world's going to come to a smeltering, bloody end.
Oof,
So-
okay.
He goes ahead and continues on. He looks at you all and says, "No, well, yes, this is a world issue. My sister is going after particular items. Now, these items are particularly dangerous in and of themselves. They are very high concentration in magic, and they must be taken away from her at all costs. He goes around and looks at all of you and says, your job is for this first job, I will ask you to go ahead and retrieve a particular item. You will retrieve this item. I will also point you into the town where it seems to be the most. I personally would do this myself, mind you. But unfortunately, my sister has already made assassination attempts on me, and although I really don't quite care, my butler insists that I stay indoors behind protective guards. Now, she will not think... Now, she will expect me and my troops to find these items, but she will not expect a random group of people to go and retrieve these for me. This is where we have the advantage. Now, before I give you all the location of your first item and what it is, I will now allow you all to ask me questions. So, in all seriousness, let's go ahead and start with, let's see. Brigette, are you good to ask questions, or do you need a minute?
Guess they may need a minute.
Okay. So in that case, let's start up the list here. Korvahi, he looks over at you. I'm assuming you have questions?
Won't your sister know? Doesn't she have spies?
She does, yes, but reports that she is more in tune on finding these items than she is looking at me at the moment. The only way that she will actually find me is if me or my troops are currently present.
Alright.
Okay, looks over at Zarya. And you, Druid, I'm sure I have plenty of questions for me.
I'll need a minute.
Okay. Looks over at Clyde. I'm assuming you're wondering your compensation as a mercenary?
Looks like you read my mind.
Your entire party will be allowed to keep whatever they find, except for the item. The item needs to be brought. Now, in order to prevent me from being assassinated, the butler here, my butler, will actually meet you at the local tavern of each individual site and give you the location of the next site.
Oh, I do have another question.
Yes.
What happens if their assassins end up getting you and you kick the bucket before the job's complete?
What do you expect to happen? Us to parade you down the street? No, it would draw too much attention. And could potentially infiltrate all of you.
I'm more concerned about the payment.
The payment will go, a portion of the payment will go to your next of kin.
Alright. I kind of meant if they got you, not me, but yeah.
As far as that's
What
concerned,
happens if you die?
if
Yeah.
I were to be assassinated, which I proceedingly highly doubt that anyone could easily get into this fortress, because if you can tell, he proceeds to go ahead and snap his fingers. And as you look out the window, you see this very faintly visible, but visible enough, magical barrier that is surrounding the entire premises.
Ooh, fancy.
Interesting.
I personally put up this magical barrier. It will prevent my sister and her allies from entering in this particular area. As I stated, she feels at this present time that I'm currently pinned to my location. She will not think that I will personally hire someone from the outside and bring them in. She knows I personally like to deal with business firsthand. I nearly lost my train of thought. I was speaking about, you will find your compensation. You're allowed to keep whatever you find except for the artifact, obviously. This artifact will go to the butler and will go to me. I will keep it for safekeeping, so that way she only has one less item for her to actually be able to get a hold of. As an addition as well, I will also pay the party an additional 5,000 gold pieces to split amongst you as you wish. At this point,
5,000.
you hear 5,000 and you see Toto's little ears perk up like, holy shit, from that I stuck a horse's dick. So you kind of see Valahad just kind of look completely unamused as he's looking at this halfling. Do you always think about sex, little one? Hey, just because I'm a pint size doesn't mean I can't give the full glass. Get that shit right.
Misfit kind of like interrupts, like, he's probably hung like a horse knowing this.
in which Toto just kind of looks at you and goes, well, you would always find out.
Ew.
At that
Rejected.
point, Misfit kind of wraps the tail around him, just like, oh, yeah, sure.
Ooh. And at this point, he's now literally hanging upside down, being held up by Misfit's tail around the leg. He
Oh,
says,
cool.
ooh, tail bondage. What next?
We are not doing this again.
You want me to just snare him to the wall for now?
So, he proceeds to just kind of look around and just kind of... Valahad just looks around, kind of shakes his head. Grunt's over there just going... Put his big head in his hands and he's just shaking his head like... Oh my god. But he doesn't actually say it. So the party will receive 5,000 pieces of gold. Spread amongst you as you wish. In addition, for whatever you find, just bring the artifact to me, and it cannot enter my sister's hands.
Now, one question about that. What happens if she does end up getting it?
If she ends up finding you, you'll already be dead.
Joy.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I guess that we just gotta not get caught then, right?
Exactly.
Now,
He
I
looks
have,
over... God.
now I have a question.
And he looks
You
over
said,
at...
you said that your butler is going to meet us at the tavern to tell us the location of the artifact,
Yes.
correct?
Indeed.
What if there's a spy from your sister's side in the tavern with us?
The
Hello.
butler...
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Brigette? Looks
Sorry.
over at... You're fine. Looks over at Zara and says, my butler is very thorough. He will make sure that there are no assassins or spies, and if there are, he will eliminate them before you arrive.
What bullshit is this?
And which the butler goes ahead and kind of picks up his at this point, the butler's been kind of standing over off to the side of Valahad. He's got like a bit of a gray, like a salt pepper beard. He's been stroking and says, spies have held no chance against me before. They won't stand a chance against me now.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see.
In which, looks over at the paladin and says, is this fair to you?
Okay, give me a sec.
Not bad.
Brigette sits and thinks and goes, personally, I would like to also be on watch. It is my duty to protect those who, are... It is my job to protect those who are innocent. But it is
Indeed.
also my oath to ensure that I can conquer new land.
He nods and says, so in other words, you're expecting me to give you a piece of land, is that correct?
Brigette kind of stops and goes, I am of the oath of conquest.
He nods and says, you proceed to follow with what I have asked. You will receive your piece of land whenever this all ends. But in order for me to do so,
Brigette
you must-
smiles. I want your sister's land. That is a conquest.
In which, at this point, you kind of see this... Valahad just kind of gives this little sly grin, puts his fingers together and says, you will have it. As long as at the end of this all, when we are ready, you will bring me her head. But you must retrieve the items first.
As you wish.
He goes ahead and gives a nod, and decides to lean forward and says, "Alright, so we are all in agreement?"
Yeah, I'm game. Let's do this.
Alright then.
Ruby jokes. I mean, blood demons don't do much. I haven't seen a drop of blood. I'm kind of excited.
Excellent. I would ask that you all remain here for the night. Because of the fact that there's a possibility that a spy may have seen you actually walk into my house, I would ask that you stay the night. And tomorrow morning, you will all receive horses to transport you to the next location. Until then, please, the butler will show you to each of your rooms. So, at this point, you see Valahad kind of start picking up a quill and ink, start going back to his research. The butler gives all of you a nod and shows you each of your separate rooms to stay the night. And tomorrow morning you will all go ahead and ride out to I'm not talking about literally tomorrow morning, just to clarify. You all will ride out to this location. The butler goes ahead, and as he's walking through, he says he will explain where the location is of this particular item, or where this item may be, and give you all the details the following morning. But he asks that each and every one of you go ahead and take some time to get some rest, because you all have been through a storm. You guys are pretty much dried up now, but you're still kind of, as you're walking through, you may hear your socks occasionally go quick, 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 quick.
That's what she said.
Yeah, this is obvious one of those points in time where you guys are going to need to, kind of dry off, get some rest. So let's go ahead and go down the list for the last time for this, for the last time for this in-game day. Brigette, what do you do?
Alright, so Brigette decides, she's been through too much shit. Her and Ruby have been, pondering this entire thing. And so she's fucking ready to go to bed. So she's gonna follow the butler to a room. And, but after she gets, kind of rested and dried up, she's going to ask if there is a training room. So she can practice her, shield bashing and things.
The butler goes ahead, proceeds to say, there is, and actually will say, after I lead everyone to their rooms, I will go ahead and lead you to the training room.
Oh, you're awesome.
So next up on the list, Korvahi, what would you like to do next?
So, Korvahi doesn't actually need to sleep. So after she gets cleaned up, trains her feathers, all that stuff, she wants to go back to the study and look through some of those magical books she saw earlier.
At this point, the butler actually looks at her and says, "Unfortunately, I cannot allow that. Not without the express permission of Sir Valahad, and unfortunately, at this point in time, he wishes not to be bothered. We will have to try to work that out at some later time."
She obviously is dissatisfied with that answer, but doesn't say anything.
However, if you would like, I can bring you. I can bring you some magical I can bring you some books of magical topics if you would like to study those.
I guess that will work.
He proceeds to go ahead and say, "Well, as you just wait here, I will bring them to you."
All right.
So, alright, Crowley, you're up next.
She'll pretty much just go straight to bed.
Alright, so then you'll go ahead and pass out. The bed is very comfortable, so you'll be able to pass out, no issue, no problem. Clyde, what would you like to do now?
He's going to the training room with Brigette.
Alright, so then he's gonna also have you follow, follow him after he shows everyone to the room, and he will go ahead and, show you where the training room is.
Clyde ain't gonna waste any time, lol.
Yeah. And last but certainly, well, not including, Misfit, you're up next.
Misfit is kind of gonna talk to the butler like, hey, is there anywhere where there's like a music room or anything? Just want to practice my piano.
The butler kind of looks at you a little surprised. He says, "Oh, you play the piano?
Well, yes, I do every now and again.
Very interesting. I do too. I will show you where the music room is here shortly."
Thank
So
you.
he goes ahead and shows Clyde and Brigitte the training room. And as you're walking through the training room, you see a lot of different dummies. It's a humongous room. Like, this could actually be a dance hall if it wasn't built for a training room. You also see a couple of Valahad soldiers. They're actually in the process of training, and a couple of them have actually curled up in a couple cots off to the corner and are just fast passed out. Like these guys, you would think they were dead if you didn't see their chests rising and falling from breathing. And a couple soldiers are just kind of clanging away, and shows you where all the weapons are. And so Butler looks at you and says, "You both are free to go ahead and train as you will, but we ask that when the soldiers leave, you leave as well. That way, it minimizes the amount of potential things that could go wrong security-wise. Excuse me."
Fair enough.
Alright, and then proceeds to... The butler goes ahead and shows Misfit where the music room is. And as they're walking into this music room, you can tell that this guy is also very interested, that Valahad and the butler are very interested in music. So the butler goes ahead, shows you one of the pianos. It's probably like one of the more the highest end quality piano. Like, this is a humongous grand piano.
Okay.
Very, very lavish, very black finish with an ivory inlay running around the cover of the piano, also running around the sides of the piano. And when you bring your fingers up to play, you also notice that the tuning is right on point. Like, the tuning is pitch perfect. And do me a favor one more time. Go ahead and roll me another performance check.
Yeet. I'm also proficient, so it's plus 10.
Yep. So go ahead and give me that proficiency roll.
18. It's 8, but with my plus 10, it's 18.
Okay. So as you're playing, you start noticing that some of the guards in the hallways actually started peeking in, and the tune you start playing is this very sad yet, very hopeful kind of tune. And it's almost to the point where you see a couple soldiers even lift their visors up and kind of wipe a tear away from their eyes as they are literally moved by this music. The guards, so also, I need you to do me a favor, if you have a piece of paper or something.
Yep.
Alright, so I need you to write down an effect for me.
A what?
There's an effect that you just caused, so...
I'm gonna be right
Whatever
back.
you
I
want.
just remembered that I actually have a dice downstairs.
Okay, go ahead and grab it.
Hang on, what did you say?
You do have I need you to write down an effect whenever you're ready.
Yep, I'm ready.
Alright, so the effect is that the guards will remember your beautiful music, and the
Hell
butler
yeah.
will remember how to play it. Congratulations, you just went ahead and wrote a composium that will be played in your name.
Fuck yeah!
Nice job.
So, after you go ahead and play, the butler goes ahead and says, that was very beautiful, and all the guards just start, rousing, clapping. It's like a standing ovation. You definitely moved these fucking soldiers. After they've all kind of dispersed, the butler goes ahead and says, "Unfortunately, for security reasons, I will have to escort you back to your room. I would like to go. You guys have a big, long day tomorrow."
No problem. I'll make my way back, thank you.
Not a problem. If you'll excuse me, I have some further business to attend to. And, at this point, let's see, Clyde and Brigitte, do me a favor and go ahead and give me I'm gonna go ahead and give you both, I'll wait for Clyde to get back. Actually, go ahead, Brigette.
I
I'm gonna
have
need you-
bad luck.
Okay.
I went into my cabinet that had the dice in it. I reached down to grab it, and you know little tape dispensers where they have that little sharp point to cut the tape off?
You cut yourself on the tape cutter.
I
didn't you?
completely jammed my thumb in right into it.
Way to go, dumbass.
Way to go.
Way to go, dumbass. Way to go.
So, Jay and Brigette, both of you now get a +2 on all attacks as well as damage for the following day.
Sweet. Can I use this time to flirt with Brigette?
Go ahead.
Cool.
This is gonna be good. I'm just gonna sit back and watch.
This is going to be fantastic.
I cannot wait.
Oh, hold up.
Anybody need popcorn?
Hold up. I actually have to pull something up because of her. Okay, so in her ideal. Okay, so bond. I bond with those willing to show me their strength, meaning he will have to spar with me.
Oh.
So another. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have our first official.
Fight?
We have our first official fight. Alright, so I need both of you to go ahead and roll me an initiative.
Alright, so I'm also going to do something.
Okay?
Because of Brigette, where she took her armor off to relax, she is going in with no armor.
Okay, so what's her natural armor?
Her natural armor is 11.
Her natural armor is 11. Alright. And Jay.
How do I
what's
check
your-
my? Oh, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Clyde is still wearing his leather gear.
Okay, so what's your armor rating? Right
16.
now? What's that?
16.
Alright, 16. So, alright, so I'm gonna need both of you to go ahead and roll me initiative.
All right.
Alright.
12.
15.
Brigette? Alright, so Brigette will go first. Alright, so go ahead, Brigette, and roll the hit.
Alright, so because of me not wanting to use my flail, I'm going to be using the mace that I had picked up in the room.
Okay.
Because where I feel as if my weapons are giving me an unfair advantage, the rules of the stasis is we use only the weapons inside the room. So,
Okay, so then a mace, and Jay, what weapon will you be using?
Well, Clyde would have initially used his bow, but since his opponent is giving herself a disadvantage, he's going to use a hand axe instead.
Okay, so at this point, now the butler's going to go ahead and actually walk in. And actually what we're going to do is we're actually going to do something a little different. I know you two were trying to spar, but the butler walks in and sees you guys about to spar with each other. He goes ahead and says, alright, you wish to spar, and you wish to see his strength. Why don't you both face me?
Face you.
wait. Ruby is going to take this moment and be like, kid, back away. This is not a good idea. I know strength is... I know...
Jay goes ahead, the butler at this point literally just gives a wave of his hand, and you start skidding across the floor and hit the wall.
Yeah.
Clyde just kind of stares blankly at that just happening.
Brigette stands up and goes, okay.
So he literally, at this point, the butler goes ahead and brings out, he literally kind of snaps his fingers. One of the swords flies off the wall and goes ahead and actually lands in his hand. He says, I will not use magic, but I do want you to know, I will not put up an easy fight.
Brigette looks around, sees the plate armor, and goes, okay. But seeing as how you're going somewhat full out, I think it's only fair that I do as well.
The butler literally looks at you and goes, "You think I'm going full out?" I will only be using weapons. I will not be using magic.
Brigette sits there and goes, Ruby, I need you to sit this fight out for now.
Alright, so give me 1 second, guys. This is actually something that I was thinking may happen, but I wasn't 100% sure. And my dumbass didn't go ahead and write down exactly what this guy's would be. So, give me 1 second while I go ahead and get down at least the minimum of his stats. And...
Oh, by the way, Clyde said he was using his axe against Bridget. Well, he's changing to his bow because he never underestimates opponents unless they're female.
Oh, God. Alright, so give me 1 second here while I go ahead and, let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at something here. For this fight, obviously he's going ahead and he's going to go ahead and basically start off, you know, pretty easy. I'm actually going to go ahead and give him basically the simple class of an assassin. Give me 1 second, guys, sorry. Had a malfunction because the cat tried to go ahead and hop up in my lap and ended up getting entangled in the cords. Alright,
In case y'all didn't understand what he said assassin.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use the basic stats for an assassin. So it's going to be pretty easy to go ahead and do. So I need okay, so Bridget, you said your initiative was a 15, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
And
All right,
mine was 12.
Yours was a 12, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll for Butler here. Let's see.
So basically, we're just rolling to see if Clyde gets knocked on his butt, right?
Well, if anything, he's gonna go ahead and basically take a look. See here. Okay. So
Start doing fucking Adventure Zone listening again. Sorry, I'm talking to myself because I've got to sort a campaign up tomorrow.
Alright.
you're fine. So he went ahead and rolled an 8. So the order that's gonna go is it's first gonna go Brigette, then it's gonna go Jay, then it's gonna go it's gonna go the Butler. So Brigette, go ahead and roll the hit.
Alright, so... Alright, so I guess we're not using the whole plate mail, so I'm still only using just the mace and a shield I found in there.
Correct. So this is gonna be your first turn, so what are you gonna do?
Shield bash, go for, my shield bash, which really doesn't do much.
That's fine. So just do me a favor. And go ahead and roll the hit.
All right. So it's plus 10 to hit and it's 9, so 19.
That will hit.
All right, and then let me roll the damage. 4 plus 6 is 10.
Okay. So you proceed to go ahead and at this point you're looking at him and you're like, I need to go ahead and bull rush this guy. So you go ahead and you literally rush up to him, you fucking give him a good old fucking backhanded Spartan bash, and he goes ahead and proceeds to skid across the floor, taking a total of 10 damage. Give me 1 second, I need to keep track of the score. Give me 1 second, I need to grab a pen.
Alright.
I'm just waiting to roll a 1 and just, like, make Clyde look pathetic.
Alright, so you first go ahead and hit him. So go ahead, you hit him with 10 points of damage. Good job for starters. So, okay. Alright, then, is that all you're gonna do?
I can also get one, or I can make 2 more attacks.
Alright, go ahead. Go ahead and roll for the, do you want to use all 3 attacks?
Yeah.
Alright, so go ahead and roll for the second one.
Alright, for the second one, it is a... Oh, Jesus Christ, I cannot believe I did that. That's the 20 for one of
20?
the mace hits. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Then in that case, you're gonna roll for double the damage.
alright, so instead of 1d8 plus 6, I'll do 2d8 plus... Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, multi-roller. So, number 2d8. So, 2d8. Can you
Kitty enough.
Alright, so...
I just hear a cat in the background throwing a fit.
Alright, so I did 8 and 4 on my 2d8s, plus 6.
So that's gonna be, see, 8.
So it's 18.
And what was the plus? 18?
Yeah,
Alright,
it's
so you
18
did
altogether.
18.
For the first
that would
one.
be-
For the second attack.
For the second. Alright, so go ahead and roll for the third.
Alright, and then... Stupid phone start. Alright, an 11. And then it's plus 10 to hit.
Damn. And no, hold on. That plus 10 to hit, is that just your... What exactly is that? If you don't mind me asking.
Where I have... so I looked it up, and it's a combination of my proficiency with weapons are a lot of... so it's simple weapons,
Okay.
martial weapons,
That's fine.
and where it's also the strength modifier. So it's plus 4 due to proficiency, plus 6 because of my strength,
Okay.
even without
Perfect.
my armor. So
That's fine. So then that would... So then being as how... Okay, so that would hit.
yeah. So it's not going to hit for double the damage. It's just going to be like, okay,
No, it's
hit.
gotta be regular damage, yeah, for what that
Yeah.
third attack will be.
All right, and then that'll be 6 plus 6, so 12.
So, alright.
And then
Okay, and that would be your third attack. So,
and this is also this also leaves her wide open, as after shield bashing, she is not allowed to raise her shield as it is considered cowardly.
okay. Let me see here.
I like putting disadvantages on myself.
No, that's fine.
Disadvantage trips over it like we're playing Smash Bros. Brawl.
You're right.
We're
Okay.
fine.
So, in other words, basically what ended up happening is, at this point, you know, Brigitte is not taking any chances. She goes full on, bull rushes him, hits him with the shield, he skids back, smacks him twice across it with all that, and is literally sitting there just kind of like, what the fuck? So then that would actually turn the Jay. That would be your turn.
Okay,
What you gonna
so
do?
Clyde is going to take advantage of the fact that that the opponent's eyes is currently on Brigitte, and he's going to fire his bow.
Alright, go ahead and roll to hit.
Knack 20.
Okay, so once again, roll for double the damage.
Okay. 17.
So, as you proceed to go ahead, you literally smack him so hard, Brigitte smacks him so hard, just leaves him wide open, in which, fucking Clyde pulls back his arrow as far back as it can go, lets loose a bolt, and actually gets it, pierces his armor, and actually hits him a good little bit. Okay.
Dang, Clyde showing off.
Oh yeah, literally pierces his armor. All right, so now that would go ahead and bring over. That would be his turn. He's literally sitting there like, "Oh, you bunch of motherfuckers!"
Oh shit!
He completely underestimated Clyde and Bridget.
And
Oh, no.
So he comes, turns around and knocks
So-
both you guys out at the same time.
Oh yeah,
So at
dude,
this point,
he's gonna
he
like
uses-
waffle stomp.
He's gonna
I can already
fuck
tell.
you guys up.
He proceeds to go ahead and use his magic to go and grab another sword. So where he has literally two swords, two short swords.
Oh shit.
So, what he's going to do is at this point, he's going to, at this point with everything going on, he's still in pretty close proximity. He's within like a good 10, 15 feet of, he's a good 10, 15 feet of Brigette. So what he's first going to do is he's going to jump, front flip, and try to land behind Brigette.
We're gonna go for a
Let me go ahead
backstab,
and roll
huh?
that. Let me go ahead and roll this real quick here.
Alright.
So we do that.
Can I roll a thing to interrupt him by shooting another arrow?
No.
Okay.
So he goes ahead and actually proceeds to do this fairly well. You could see that he hasn't had the chance to really stretch his legs out, but he still performs it very well. And he's going to proceed to spin around and attack Brigette. So, and now being as how I am using an assassin, let's see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and roll the hit for the first one. Oh, shit. Hold on. Ah, there's the die. Ah, God damn it.
Did it roll off the table or something?
This die is not wanting to help me out here. Okay. Remind me, what's your nat armor?
My nat armor is 11 without my shield up.
11. Okay. So the first one fails. So he proceeds to go and spin around and actually, try to hit you. You literally barely manage to kind of move your body just barely out of the way to the point where you can literally almost feel the edge of the blade running, like just slightly scraping your back, not even causing any sort of damage.
It's a good thing that he ain't Marth. Because it'd be just
at
the
this
tip.
point,
Oh yeah, dude, I would have been dead if he was Mars, like straight up.
At this point, he's a little ticked off, so he's going to go for the second attack. And you said, let's see, it's 14 to hit,
Alright.
which will hit. So, let's see. Alright, so you're going to take 1d6 plus 3 piercing damage. And
Ooh.
you're gonna go ahead. Give me a second. Let me make sure I calculate this right. So you're gonna take 6 points of damage for starters, and roll me a Constitution save.
$20.
Okay. So, because the assassin ability has ability of short sword, where you have to make a DC above a 15 Constitution saving throw, and you have to take 24 on a failed save, or half as much. So 12 plus 6,
That's 18.
you take 18 points of damage.
Okay.
And Clyde is just sitting pretty at a good distance.
Alright, so took piercing. Do you want me to go ahead and roll my percentile? Just because even though Ruby's not in the fight, that effect does still go off.
Oh, I'm sorry, say that again?
Even though Ruby's, like, not helping with the fight, meaning not giving Brigitte, like, her abilities, the blood thing is a occurrence because of the possession. So do you want me to go ahead and roll percentile?
Nah. Save that for someone else.
Okay. I didn't... Because, well, then again, you're saying he uses magic. He could find a way to cancel, Brigitte and Ruby's necrotic acid blood to not activate when being sliced open. So
Yeah. Exactly. Because he doesn't want to cause any sort of issues or problems right now. This is just a simple sparring match.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess it's my turn now.
Yep, that would bring it back up to you.
Alright, and Brigitte's going to just do her 2 mace attacks and then block with a shield.
Okay. So for the two attacks, go ahead and roll for damage on roll to hit on those. I'm sorry, not roll for damage. Roll to hit.
Alright, 18 on the 8 plus 10 on the first one.
18. Okay, so that one hits. Go ahead and roll damage for that one.
Alright, and then 2 plus 6 is 8.
So it takes 8 damage.
Alright, and then on the second one, it is 9 plus 10, 19. So that hits, and then damage, right?
Yeah, so go ahead and roll for damage.
8 plus 6.
So that would be 14.
Yeah.
Alright. At this point, before you can even really hit your damage, he goes ahead and says out in a belching voice, "That's enough."
Alright, so she instantly drops the mason shield after he says that's enough.
Clyde
Because
also
of her
immediately puts down his bow.
He proceeds to look at the both of you and say, "I have an interesting report to tell my master. You have both done very well." Nods his head, proceeds, says, "Well, unfortunately, I must escort both of you up to your rooms, unfortunately. We're about to go on a security lockdown, so I need to make sure you all are in your room safely."
Brigitte nods and kind of looks at the mace and shield. They gonna be okay there?
He laughs, the butler laughs and says, "Just because I am the butler doesn't mean I don't have servants around. Do not worry, I will take care of it."
She kind of shrugs. I was gonna put him up since I'm the one that picked him up, but
If you wish to, it's up to you. And proceeds to look at, actually ends up going ahead. He pulls out, now mind you, he's still got an arrow lodged in his chest.
yeah.
So he proceeds to, the complete badass, just rips it out of his chest, heals it. He's perfectly all fine and dandy as if nothing ever scratched him. He says, "Congratulations on both of you. You both will make very good. Or you will do very well."
Listen, sorry about the arrow in the chest deal.
He laughs and shakes his head. "You did the right thing. You never underestimate your opponent in battle. You did well." So, now that you all have sparred, instead of a +2, you now both get a +4.
A +4 in what?
You get a +4 to hit, you get a +4 in attacks in addition to your regular attacks. So, you get that for the following day.
Cool, let me just put that down on here so I remember.
Not a problem.
+4 attack and +4 hit?
+4 to your attack rolls and +4 to hit, correct. In addition to your usual modifiers.
Alright, I just put that on the little DM.
That's fine.
Jesus Christ.
Honestly,
You guys did really
like, Clyde just about, one-shotted him with that roll.
That was actually really good. You guys did really well. I wasn't expecting to do that, which is kind of why I was like, okay.
I told
So
you,
if
I
you
have good luck.
No, but you guys did good. That was good. So, he escorts all you guys up to the room. You guys go ahead at this point. You guys get a well-placed sleep. The following morning comes up. Servant comes over with breakfast in bed for all of you. You guys, you know, eat up. You know, you enjoy.
Nom, nom, nom,
You all
nom.
come down to the foyer at the end, you know, the beginning of the morning, and you all
And
meet
the first thing that Clyde says upon going down there is going up to Bridget and saying, "Hey, gorgeous."
Oh God.
Brigette, seeing as how he proved himself, looks at him and goes, "Yes, darling," in kind of a welcoming but also harsh tone.
Hey.
Alright. So all of you now are in the foyer in the beginning of the morning. So give me 1 second here. Also, before I neglect to mention, so let's start off the list. Corvahi. I need to go ahead and actually bring something to your attention because you did have magical books.
Okay. I'm trying to lure a puppy back in the house. We got new
Aw.
puppies last week, and once
Aw.
we finish, it's cold and windy and getting dark, and she's running away, so I may have to go chase her in the yard, which I don't want to do, but anyway,
Oh boy.
it'll be fine. So, yes, go ahead.
So, with the books that the butler ended up bringing you, you actually found a couple of interesting little magic theories that you wanted to put into practice. So, I'm going to go ahead and give you an additional +2 on your spell attacks. So, whatever damage you roll and whatever spells you decide to use, add an extra +2 to that.
Okay, to attack and damage?
Usually, yeah, go ahead and do it for both attack and damage.
Okay. I was just trying to clarify because I didn't quite understand, so.
No, you're fine. And Crowley, you wake up from a very rested sleep. You are, you know, ready to go. You're like kind of bouncing a little bit on the heels. You know, you're like, all right, let's do this. I feel good. Because that was the first actual legit bed that you actually slept in for a good long time. So, let's see. You are, okay. So you're feeling pretty good. You're feeling well rested, and you're ready for the day. So, the butler goes ahead and says that you all will be traveling to... Give me a second here. Let me pull up my notes. I'm running off a quick memo, so I have to bounce off the app and bounce back on. Kitty, get off of my lap. I'm trying to run a campaign.
No.
Alright.
Never mind, I was gonna make
So,
it.
he goes ahead and tells you that you all will be traveling to the forest of Havangul. And the item that you will be retrieving at this location is... Drum roll, please.
Pancake.
The Wand of Orcus is the first item that you will be attempting to grab. Now, do me a favor, everyone. Roll me a history check for me, if you don't mind.
Do we get to add modifiers?
Yeah, add your history modifier.
Have +2.
I'm a roll history for lols.
Not 1.
I love how when I rolled something, it doesn't matter, and I got a 2.
Wow.
So, Misfit, you have no idea what the fuck the Wand of Orcus is, and you're just kind of looking at him, the Wand of, as well as,
Clyde.
Clyde. Both of you have no idea what this item is at all. Like, you guys are kind of looking perplexed.
I love how literally Clyde knows nothing about history and stuff, and the only bad rolls I've gotten were history rolls.
I'm going to scream. I'm going to scream.
Why?
I
Why?
got a nat 20.
What the fuck?
Alright.
I'm using... Okay, so this 20 was given to me by one of my friends, and, like, I've double-checked it. It's not weighted or anything. It's just, I was like, oh, hey, look. It matches the color scheme of Diva. I really like it. And fucking...
We believe you, mate.
I'm one of these people that believe dice imprint on you, and...
Yeah. That's awesome. Give me a second. I will go ahead.
And now
let
that you've mentioned it, you'll never get a high roll again.
Alright, give me 1 second. We're still waiting on a couple people. Crowley, did you roll yet?
Crowley. Guys, I think she's dead.
No, I don't think she's
No,
dead.
I was in the bathroom. I'm sure you didn't want to hear toilet.
Okay, hi,
I
Crowley.
was gonna say, if she's dead, can I eat the body?
No.
That
Shut
sounds
up,
like
Ruby.
that sounds like something one of my characters, Minx, would do.
No. Please understand, like, out of character, I have actually talked about this. I was like, okay, look, I'm a meat connoisseur, and there's only one type of meat I have yet to try.
Oh, God.
Is it fish?
It's human.
Oh.
Technically, my character is a human, so.
Anyways.
It tastes like pork apparently.
Crowley, go ahead and do me that favor and roll me a history check. You're going to be rolling a nat 20 and then looking at your stats for a plus history bonus.
Okay, so what's that die then?
It's going to be a 20. It's going to be a 20-sided die. A d20.
Okay, so 1d20.
Yeah, 1d20, and then look at your stats and add on the history modifier.
Okay, hang on. I have to find it. I have to scroll all the way up to get it.
Not a problem, take your time.
She rolled an 18.
Huh? Not bad.
Holy
History?
crap.
Nice.
Okay,
Okay, here we are.
and then just add on the history modifier.
I'm trying to find history.
Let me see if...
+1 for history.
Alright, so you have total of 19. Alright, now we just gotta wait for, Korvahi to roll real quick.
And watch my next roll's a 1.
So Puppy is successfully rounded up into. Just want to let you know.
Very nice.
Woo!
Congrats.
Congratulations! You've
You're
won a lifetime supply of air. It is not valid underwater or in space.
Or in tightly closed spaces after a period of time.
That's
So,
what she said.
That's not okay. So no, that was to my daughter because she just.
I'll be right back real quick.
Seriously, child. Anyway, I rolled a 16 plus 1, 17.
Okay. So, let's run down the list here real quick so that way everyone goes ahead and gets an idea. Clyde and Misfit are both looking around like, wait, the fuck is that? Korvahi, let's see. Korvahi, Brigette, and Zarya. All three of you guys know exactly what this is, and when you hear the name, you almost make a bit of a shudder because of this item.
Sorry.
Not a problem.
Cat threw up.
Rip.
No, what I was saying is, basically, you, Zarya, Korvahi, and Brigette all know exactly what this item is, and it actually somewhat scares you.
Is this basically like a Daedric artifact from Elder Scrolls?
Yeah. The Wand of Orcus was the primary weapon for the Demon Lord Orcus. It is a black obsidian and iron rod topped with a skull of a human hero once slain by Orcus. You know that it is very unholy. If it's wielded as a weapon, it's basically a heavy mace. And you also know that not only do the spells actually do it, actually are very, very dark, but you also know that the weapon, this actual weapon in and of itself, is so full of power that it even has taken on its own sort of consciousness. And it is known to anyone that tries to bear or use the Wand of Orcus has actually gone quite batshit insane.
So literally Zern's best thing. Got it.
So now, you know, Misfit and Clyde are both looking.
Dark?
Rip Dark.
Fuck, I hate it when it does that. It was the first time it happened all night, and that's disappointing.
I was about to be like,
It's like, here's your key bit of information.
Cuts off pretty much.
wait. So here's a very important thing y'all need to know.
Yeah. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Well,
Basically,
It's like when you're
Yeah.
watching a drama and like the two people are about to kiss and then it just cuts off right before it happens.
No. Or my least favorite thing, because this happens when I'm playing the mobile game Knife Hit. My game will freeze and like instantly throw 3 knives at the same time, and I'm just like,
yeah.
god. And then it like crashes, and I'm like, oh god.
Alright, give me 1 second, guys. Oh god. Guys, those of you who have a very low roll, don't fear. Grunt made a lower roll than all of you.
He rolled a 1.
He rolled a nat 1 with no pluses in history, so he...
Nah, what are you talking about? I obviously rolled a 1 with a -1. Nah.
No, but as far as he knows, the Wand of Orcus could be like a black flower and he'd pluck it from the field. That is literally how clueless this boy is. However, Toto actually knows exactly what this is, and he kind of looks up and says, "Are you fucking kidding me? You want us to get the Wand of Orcus? Well, what the fuck? How the fuck are we supposed to carry it and not go ahead and get, go batshit cuckoo?"
Clyde just says, is this some sort of like demonic entity weapon or whatever?
Toto goes ahead and looks at both you. And says, "It's the literal Wand of Orcus. It was the one that was wielded by the great demon Orcus himself.
Who?
The skull is literally the head of a dead hero he fucking killed.
Who?
And it's like saying this fucking thing." The
I-
butler kind of looks up. The butler looks over at Ego and says, "I understand your concern, but never fear." He proceeds to go digging in his bag, and he pulls out 7 pairs of what look to be just regular leather gloves. He hands it out to each and every one of you and explains that these leather gloves are meant to block any sort of negative influences as long as you are holding it. So you can both wear this over and under your armor to protect yourself. He also proceeds to say, and I know you guys are going to be rooting through everything as much as you can, so I'm going, and looks over at the paladin, "You seem strong enough," and throws the paladin a bag of holding.
Oh yeah.
So everyone has a place in this bag of holding. So any sort of excess gold or anything along those lines will all be put in. Anything you want to keep in here that you seem it valuable will be in there. Or you can put in there. Except for furniture. Well, fucking whore.
Oh man!
It's big enough.
7 minutes from earlier.
It's big enough to hold like.
This is mine. I'm taking this with me.
Taking everything with me.
You guys are lucky I'm
Big
not
enough to
like you guys are lucky I'm using Clyde and not Catherine, because she would literally be like, "Bag of holding? Oh boy!" and just steal literally everything.
It'll get to the point where we end up stealing the goddamn carriage.
Yeah, she would literally take her hand. She would literally take her hand and just brush it across a desk and just knock everything into it.
Guys, can we just appreciate who we just gave the bag of holding to? We gave it to the hoarder.
Oh God!
No. Do you guys?
Yeah, very smart.
Do you guys remember that Musically accent that where my friend was dressed up as Brigitte? "This is mine. I'm taking this with me. Can I have it?" No, it's mine. That was instantly what's going to happen. You all have screwed yourselves.
So
Like
he
I
proceeds
said,
to
we
go.
just gave it to the hoarder.
Well, it's a good thing Clyde has his own backpack that he carries a very limited amount of stuff in.
Hint, hint,
So
nudge,
you-
nudge.
He proceeds to go ahead and take you all guys outside and shows you guys your horses and proceeds to point you guys in the general direction of the forest of Havangul. He says that there's a town on the outside, just the brink of the outside of the forest. and you could stop there, get supplies and things along those lines. And the only cryptic word of advice is that he will give you is, remember to stay in the daylight, and proceeds to close the door, walk back inside and close the door. So, you guys finally go ahead, you hop on your horses, proceed to go ahead and start trotting off. At this point, you guys know that the forest is pretty far out, so it's going to take a pretty good full day's ride. Now, quick question for you all. How are you going to make the horses run? Are you going to make the horses, or how are you going to make the horses go? Are you going to make the horses run, walk, or trot?
Clyde's gonna have his horse trot.
Misfit.
It'll stay. If you have it run, it's gonna run out of energy.
Alright, cool. So, you guys are going ahead and you're trotting your horses. The day goes on without most of an incident. You can almost, it goes by, you go on the path without almost incident. It's a pretty bright, sunny day out. You know, the rain has all cleared out. Well, you start approaching the town, and at this point you're pretty good, you're about a good 500 yards, 500 yards, maybe close to about a couple miles outside of the town. But you notice something is off. I need everyone to roll me a perception check for me real quick.
Okay.
They've only got a +1.
Actually, scratch that. Take your rolls and make it an investigation.
Investigation?
I can't hear you.
How about now?
No, it wasn't you. There was someone else who was making a lot of noise.
Yeah, it was Bridget. He muted his, they muted their thing.
Oh, no problem. So I'm going to need all of you guys to roll me an investigation check.
So is that still same?
19 plus 4, so 23.
So what you're going to do is you're going to roll a d20, okay? You're going to take the number, you're going to go to your stats, and you're going to look for the investigation and add that modifier onto the d20.
Yeah, so, I got...
Alright, let me put my base down now.
I got 23.
I'm getting good at catching this dice. Okay.
I got
crap,
15.
I messed up.
Hey. Okay, so I'm using my Diva dice. Anyone want to take a wild guess what I got?
20.
Nat
Oh,
20.
for fuck's
One.
sake. Pardon my French.
You got a 1?
Good,
No
2
way.
again.
Crowley, please.
I got a 7.
Alright, so give me 1 second, guys. Let me take a look
Roll
here.
for the others.
Alright,
This is such bull.
so...
Crowley, it looks like I really am stealing your luck, huh?
You don't even have any luck.
I have
Alright,
plenty of
so-
luck. I just rolled a 19 and then got +4, so I got 23.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, Korvahi, what did you end up rolling?
15
Okay,
with modifiers.
so, so you got the modifier. Alright, so, so, Moon got the 15, Jay got the plus, got the negative. Pop, what did you roll?
7.
And did you add an investigation plus onto that?
Yep, that's
Okay.
the total.
Alright, so...
So I have
let's
the
see
highest
here.
one, yes.
Alright, so... Let's see. So, Zarya, Misfit, and Grunt. All three of you guys have just kind of trotting along. You guys are just kind of la 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 la. You guys are, pretty much, enjoying the day. Korvahi, Clyde, Forget, and, Toto. You all start noticing that there's a couple things off. Number one, as you're looking over the town, you would see a forest behind it. But you don't see a forest. In fact, you look closely and it's this very dense, deep, yellowish white fog that has almost completely engulfed the town. And it's so much so that you're even starting to go ahead and get a whiff of what smells to be like sulfur. And as you're starting to look around, you notice
It's a bomb!
that
Take
the
it!
horses the horses start having a hard time breathing. With each step, it's a labored breath.
Can I do an intelligence check to see if I know what it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a 6. Let me remind myself my modifiers. Would that be investigation as well, or what do you think for modifiers? Or just straight up
So
intelligence?
you're trying to go and figure out what the problem is, right?
Yeah, like what is?
Go ahead and add investigation and intelligence. Go ahead and do investigation and intelligence. Go ahead and add investigation and intelligence modifiers.
Both of them?
Yeah, go ahead and add both of them.
Oh, yay! So that brings me up to a whole 12.
Okay. You kind of start looking over at the horses, and it almost seems... Actually, scratch that. Instead of the intelligence, do me a favor, let's see. Actually, no, it wouldn't be... Oh, crap. No, we'll keep it at that. So you got a whopping 12.
Yeah, whopping 12.
So, you kind of notice that the hair on the horse, you distinctly remember that the horse's hair was like a luxurious black. Now it's starting to turn gray, and the horse is starting to lose weight, but you can't put a thumb on what's causing this.
So
oh, shit, this isn't
I
good.
tell everybody to stop. Hey, stop, if we haven't already stopped.
Our horses will turn to fucking dust.
At this point,
We need
when
to
you
go
guys stop, and you get off the horses, I'm assuming you guys all are getting off the horses?
Yeah.
The horses collapse dead.
Rip.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Bye, horse. Barely knew you.
No! Unnamed horse! We spent so much time together! Literally just 2 scenes of flashback of me literally getting the horse and then walking here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Enjoying the dense horse. Okay, we should probably back up so this doesn't happen to us.
Way ahead of
Dead
you!
horses.
Alright, so, in fact, actually, now that you've said that, go ahead and, Korvaki, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
I had nat 20.
Critical success!
Yeah.
You realize that you guys, oddly enough, you guys start kind of looking around, and, oh, by the way, quick question. Did you guys put on your gloves?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
So,
Totally
I'll
did
just
that.
say, I'll just say you guys went ahead and put on your gloves, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
You look around at you and the rest of your party, and everyone's perfectly unaffected. No one of the actual people that are wearing the gloves are at all affected. But the horses.
It's the wand.
Something tells me it's a good thing we have these gloves.
Well, we better make... I'm gonna look at the halfling for gloves. Let's see what happens.
I wouldn't do that, lassie.
Oh,
He
come
kind
on,
of just
you
looked at
chicken.
you. It's not a matter of whether I'm chicken. It's a matter of fact of whether I want to live or die. And I like to live because there's a good point to go and put on. So my suggestion is to all of us, unfortunately, these horses are dead. There's not much we can do on this. Our best bet is to continue forward and figure out what in the bloody hell of Anion is going on.
Should we at least collect some of the horse meat so we don't waste any of it?
I was gonna say it'd be making sense if we took some meat.
Is it gonna be any good?
You guys aren't able to because 3 of the horses all the meat skin is completely degraded off.
Alright, never mind.
4 of them still have rotting skin and rotting meat on their bones, so it wouldn't be very good.
Oh boy!
Yeah,
that's right.
I
That's
point
not
out
good.
with my horse, okay? That I forgot I was trying to roll, and I was playing pinball, and I didn't want to bother anybody, I had 20'd, and I also did Ruby to do 20. I did Ruby to roll, and so both Ruby and Ruby would have seen it Ruby would have been like, and before she could, that's when the 3 horses happened. So her horse is safe.
Actually, no. That horse is not safe. All the horses have officially... Yep, all the horses have officially died.
Shit, man.
Rip.
So, but at this point, because of the fact you rolled a nat 20, specifically, I'm going to focus this more on Ruby's side. You notice that Ruby is literally, for the first time that you have ever seen her, is literally batshit scared. Like, this is like this shit of her legend. And she is literally like, oh my god. What the hell? Yeah.
Clyde will then attempt to comfort her.
You don't want to try to comfort Ruby.
Clyde will try anyway because, yeah.
We will have a Clyde.
Keeping a respectful distance.
We will have a dead Clyde if you try to comfort the Ruby.
I was gonna say back away.
Okay, well, I guess Clyde tries and gets pulled back or whatever.
You thought about it.
At this point, are you guys going to go and start walking towards the town?
Well, I see. I mean, we have to get there somehow, and it seems this fog ain't affecting us.
Ruby's going to be like, okay, so she's going to try to them navigate through it because of how it works. You know?
Okay. Well, at this point, the town's in pretty much clear, so if I may drop a little bit of DM advice, it would probably be a good idea to go ahead and try to get an idea of what's going on, because this shit is unusual. Like, this is something you guys have never seen before to this magnitude.
Okay, so
Clyde's had a lot of situations like that. Lol.
Brigette's going to try to get some out of Ruby, and she rolled a 17, and so because of, even if it's Brigitte and they share the same body, she ain't get shit. So y'all try someone else.
Okay.
So, I wanted Corvahi. What now is the fear that Ruby's feeling? Is it obvious on Brigette's face?
Yeah, I would believe so, because seeing as how we share the same, like, even though we share the same body, the facial features switch with both of us. So like Brigette's pissed and Ruby's feared, it'll just flash between the faces.
Okay.
You okay? Lol.
So in that particular case, Corvahi, do me a favor, roll me a perception check on that one.
Gotcha. 12 plus 6, 18.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely noticed that there's a sense of fear coming from Ruby the demon. Like, this is something that is, like, what the hell?
So,
if you guys wanted any sort of evidence that this is the work of the Wand of Orcus, you guys have it.
okay.
Like, this is definitely the work of the Wand of Orcus.
Sweet.
So Corvahi's gonna carefully approach Bridget/Ruby and ask, what is it? I mean, we know what it is, but, like, what can you tell us?
So Ruby's gonna open, and she's going to explain about how this wand can, while
you want to help with it?
Yeah. So.
All right. She's going to explain to you that basically the Wand of Orcus is known, one of its primary powers is that it's known to bring up the dead in mass amounts of quantities.
Well, shit.
That even the living are still infected by this, and at the moment, like, okay, closest thing I could describe it to is, think of The Walking Dead. Everyone is infected, if anyone's seen it, if not, I'll explain.
Yes.
Everyone is infected by this quote-unquote disease, or this effect. Even the living. Now, while the living do not have, at this point, the people, because for one reason or another, which you'll find out later, because of the fact that people have a little more of a stronger constitution than the actual horses, they are actually, they're not too much rotting, but it's slowly degrading, and it's not going to be as instantaneous as the horses, basically.
Right.
But this is but she definitely specifies that this is something that we have to take care of.
And quickly.
How do we do that?
Well, at this point, your best bet's to go ahead and try to go into the town and talk, because, I mean, you can't walk in blindly into something.
Let's go people hunting.
You need information.
I was talking to Ruby.
I bet I can get some answers out of some nice tavern women.
So you guys can start.
Misfit kind of like looks at everyone just like, well, I could probably get a few things from the men.
Brigette
So-
and Ruby kind of laugh. There's a church, we can always ask the fellow paladins, either from one paladin to another, we can always get information.
I'd rather you guys head into the church. I don't think I'd be welcomed with open arms.
I suppose that makes sense.
Alright, so you guys are going to start walking towards the town?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
Unanimous.
So, you guys are going to start walking through the town when all of a sudden you hear a noise popping up from behind you. And you turn around and you notice that the horses, even though just a few seconds ago,
They're
they were
back up.
completely dead.
We have zombie
They
horses.
They start slowly popping up. So now you are dealing with 4 zombie horses and 3 skeletal horses that are all looking all at you. And the zombie horses start going ahead and kind of bowing their head a little bit, and they start roughing the dirt with their feet as if they're about to charge. I need everyone to roll me an initiative.
I don't want to.
Initiative.
Doesn't anyone here have animal?
Initiative, Oh, okay. I guess I'll have the lowest initiative with a frickin' 1.
I'm done
No.
playing.
So what's the initiative roll still the same?
I'm done playing.
Okay, I got
What
an
did you
unnatural
get?
20.
What did you get, Brigette?
I'm using the diva dice. Just take it.
Alright, so give me 1 second, guys. I gotta make a few rolls here. So do me a favor, I'll get back with you guys when, I just gotta make a couple rolls here.
I guess not all of my rolls are gonna be good,
Real
huh?
quick, if I use the diva dice and it's a d20, I'm gonna just take a wild guess and just guess what the fucking
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Alright.
I'm almost tempted to get you to type in the dice roll on here.
Yeah, you're gonna just roll a d20.
Okay. Then add any addition.
Yeah, you
Initiative
do.
you may have.
It's plus your
I
dexterity.
promise you guys, I'm not as angry as I just.
Well, that's not bad.
Hey, Dark, can you explain why I'm angry that I'm getting these high rolls?
Because of the fact, basically, the reason why is because if he gets high rolls, he's gonna be pretty much dominating the entire match.
But he wants to be. But isn't he the character that wants to be the useless lesbian?
Yes, this is
Useless
This is the
lesbian
point.
getting all the perfect rolls.
Yeah.
for real. Like, I can understand being a useless lesbian when I'm, like, talking to girls, but no, apparently, Ruby's not even gonna let that happen.
Sabotage yourself.
So, I know this is really far into it, but I've completely forgotten the gender ratio here.
Give me 1 sec,
Am I-
guys.
Okay. Am I literally, like, the only male character that isn't the DM's characters?
Give me a sec to...
Yes.
I don't think so.
Clyde completely loves this party.
He's just looking around like, what a great party. This is great.
Full of women, huh?
I'm having a great time.
Yep. Don't worry,
Just
don't worry,
especially
Pup
this
and
stuff.
Crowley. Clyde will flirt with you two eventually as well. Same with you, Raven.
I'm surprised she isn't the first one, in all honesty.
Well, Bridget was the first one to have an opportunity to do so with.
That's true.
Trust me, the moment we're not in any immediate danger, Clyde is gonna flirt with all of you.
Jesus
Alright.
Christ.
That's
Some
actually
point
really
so-
funny.
Let's, okay. Brigitte, your roll was a nat 20, correct? Oh, wait, she said she was going to be right back, right?
Step away.
I'm pretty sure she had a nat 20.
Pretty
I'll
sure,
get
yeah.
back to her. Korvaki, what was your roll?
8 with modifier.
What was the modifier? Oh, that was including the
That was
modifier?
including,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll give you the numbers
Alright.
including the modifiers, so.
Oh, no, okay, that's fine. Alright, Zarya, what was your roll?
I'm back, bitches.
11 without
Welcome back.
modifier.
Okay, so then I believe your modifier was a +2, if I recall correctly?
Yeah, so it'd be 13.
Okay, so I have a
So-
question.
Okay.
So, because I know pretty much everybody has the same, like, D&D character sheet app. So, even if I didn't get that, nat 20, in the box it says initiative 5. What the fuck does that mean?
You've got 25.
Yeah, you got 25.
Jesus Christ.
Talk about
25.
overkill.
Alright, Misfit, what was your roll?
I got an unnatural 20 with my modifier.
Okay. Alright, let me take a look at the numbers here, make sure. Alright, and then, Clyde, what was your roll?
I got a 1.
Oh, wow.
But
Man.
plus 2 to initiative, so 3.
Alright,
That's not bad,
Your
actually.
turn.
alright.
So at least you're not picking your ass, you know? Like, you're actually doing something.
Alright,
Yeah, I guess that's proof I'm not cheating, right?
Right? Like,
Yeah, I guess it is actually.
well, dude, I feel like I'm... Man, this
You're
guy
not,
has been
you're not cheating if you're getting fucking amazing rolls. In all honesty, I call that a fucking blessing.
So, okay, I just got everyone's roll here, so give me a second.
Give me a second. I'm just closing the door.
Not a problem.
Clyde about to get torn in half by horses.
And then we
Here
said-
lies Clyde. He was trampled by a horse.
Nah, you're fine. Alright, 20. Next up would be-
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
No problemo.
Who
Welcome
is-
back. Welcome back.
Abby. My dog has come to say hello.
Aw.
Hey, girl.
My dog can't come upstairs at the moment.
Alright, give me 1 second, guys.
Oh, that's why my dog is trying to come over here. It's 9:30, and this is the time I go to sleep on work days when I have morning shifts.
Oh, your dog has a curfew as well.
Well, she's trying to get me to go to bed with her right now.
Aw. My
But you
old
don't want to go to
man.
bed, do you, Jordan?
Nope.
my old man, he's
No,
he's
I'm
12.
sorry, guys. I gotta go. But nah, I'm just kidding. Crowley would have a stroke if I did that.
What?
It's like finally gets me to roleplay with you. Leaves.
Other shit. Pardon my language.
Yeah, my old man, he
Yeah,
has a
fucking-
curfew. He's 12 now. He's really old. He usually has a curfew of about midnight. He just comes up to my room, sits on my bed like, we're going to bed now. Bedtime.
My dog's 10.
I have one even better than you guys. My Siamese cats, Marley and have this curfew. Marley will straight up let me stay up. Loki, however, who loves to tell me when it's bedtime. See, we
Just
have our
meows at
mattress.
you.
No. Our mattress is set up against the wall because we don't have like a full bed. It's just kind of a mattress. So he tells us it's bedtime by knocking the mattress over, almost setting it up for us. Minus putting our blankets and pillows on, he slams it down right in the position it needs to.
Aww.
So what he does is he backs up a good 20 feet and full charges into the wall and gets the mattress to fall off. but he knows how long it takes to fall over, so he runs away just in case it falls on him.
Aw.
My cat's like super fucking smart, but is an asshole. So I'll be like, I have the night off. I'm gonna stay at boom. Never mind. I'm going to fucking.
That's awesome.
What? Let's see. My dog, whenever I'll go to bed, she'll you know, get right next to me or, you know, on my chest or whatever, depending on the position I'm in. And the joke is that if I get up whatsoever, she will get smack dab in the middle of the spot I was sleeping and therefore have to be moved because I need to go back and lay down again.
No, my dog was very conserved. He sits at the end of the bed, lays at the end of the bed, like gives no fucks about me.
Alright. Finally. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so I got everyone's initiative all set up. So
I'm going last! Yay!
Yes, going first. Is it Brigitte?
Is it Bridgie?
Yes, Brigitte, you are going first. So, reminder.
What a fucking...
Oh, shit. Hold on. Alright, so you guys are... Remember, you guys are dealing with 4 zombie horses and 3 skeletals. You know, basically the way they work is they're standing at approximately about good 50 feet from you. They're all kind of all setting up in a line, almost like a perfect line. Think of like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse up there standing there, like they're all just standing in a perfect line, and all of them are staring at you.
Nice.
Brigitte, what are you gonna do?
Okay, because I really don't say the full thing out. Can I just say my combo? Because we know what my combo: shield bash, flail.
Okay, so then go ahead. Give me 1 second here. My dumbass forgot to add something to. Actually, no, I didn't.
By the way, did I ever gain the 18 back from the asshole?
The butler.
Did you regain what?
Did I ever gain my 18 health back after the butler beat my
Yeah.
ass? Okay.
Yeah, you get all health was restored at the end of that because it was just a sparring match.
Okay.
Give me 1 second here. I almost neglected to do something.
There we go. Right, I got all my spell slots sorted.
Yep. So give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. I need to just double check something here.
You know what would be really convenient for us right now?
Go on.
What?
If I had rolled a high number, I could have just used Wind Wall.
Just could have what?
Used Wind Wall. I could have literally just fired my bow into making a wall of wind that the horses would not be able to pass.
I could have made a wall of water.
Okay. So go ahead.
That spell actually.
Alright, so Briette, go ahead and roll for your shield bash.
Oh, I went ahead and rolled 3 of them, dude.
Alright, so what was your start off with your shield bash?
19.
Alright, that will now out of curiosity, which one are you attacking? Are you attacking one of the zombies or one of the skeletals?
I'm actually going to do one of the skeletals if hold on. My brain is processing like normal skeletons, so skeletals are weak against bludgeoning damage. Are we keeping that, or is this an entirely different way?
This is a bit of a different way.
Okay, if that's the case, then my horse, like Brigitte, the honor thing, she's going to be like, my horse, my issue. So she's going to roll.
So your horse is going to be one of the zombies.
Okay, so take a few steps, forward, knowing she can charge with her shield bash a bit. So
yep.
So she's gonna she's gonna move about 20 feet, and she's gonna prep herself ready for her shield bash, and charge the rest of the 30 with the shield bash.
Alright, so that would be this. So you actually smack her with a shield, roll for damage.
Alright.
-3.
Ooh.
6 plus 6.
Demon.
All right. So you're doing about 12 damage.
Alright, and then my 2 flails are when I did my so it was okay. The next one is 9 plus 10 plus the 4 you gave me. Plus, if you remember, you also said the damage modifier from the fight with the.
Yep.
So it wasn't 12, it was 16.
Bless you.
Bless you.
That hits.
Alright, so the first flail is to deal. Alright, so single. So 1d8. So 3 plus 6 plus 4 is 13.
It's dead.
Wow.
Jump. Boo, boo.
Just
Misfit
poke it and it spontaneously combusts.
No, it literally just, as you second hit it with a flail, what happens is you smack it just right to where the leftover tendons all break and it literally shatters into all pieces of bone. So that would be zombie horse. Okay. So 1 zombie horse down. Okay, next up is
Not me.
Misfit.
Awesome. I don't know what she might do actually. Be a tough. I have so many spell ideas, but so little time.
Alright.
Just throw a fireball
actually,
at it, and
I
you'll be
know.
fine.
Well, I was gonna. Well, I don't have fireball. I'm not that smart. You think I have fireball? You're funny. You're really funny. I know what she might do though.
Alright.
Let me find the spell quickly.
Not a problem.
I have it on my sheet. I just need to try and explain it.
Oh, by the way, about 7 minutes ago, we hit the 3-hour mark on this recording.
Woo!
Nice.
Yeah. She, as a bonus action, is going to cast the spell Dragon's Breath.
Okay.
Let me see, is that a level... Well, that's a level 2.
2 words. Breath mint.
Yep.
And that's a spell, correct?
Yeah, it's a touch spell and it's a bonus action, so I could either hand it to myself or who's most likely going to be charging in there? It's most likely going to be Grunt or Toto.
Alright.
She hands it over to Grunt.
Okay, and what's the, hold on, give me a second here. Dragon's Breath. Oh, shit. Hold on.
I touch a willing creature. I've chose fire for him to use. Until the spell ends, the creature can use an action to exhale energy of the chosen type in a 15-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity save, take in 3d6 damage on a failed save, or half as on a success.
Okay. So you're gonna go ahead and give that to Grunt. Hang on to that real quick.
Yeah.
That way I can know what's exactly going on if we get that far. So, and is that all you're gonna do?
That's just a bonus action, so I guess while I am at it, I will cast... No, I won't even cast a spell. I guess I'll just cast a firebolt.
Okay, now you have three zombie horses and 3 skeletal. Which one are you gonna hit?
I'm probably gonna try and hit a zombie.
Okay, so go ahead and do me a favor and roll the hit.
I roll my dexterity for it, so +2. And then it's a 1d10.
Oh, that's right. So you would, are you going to be rolling the d20 to hit, or is that not necessary?
No, I roll d20 to hit. I have to roll dexterity.
Okay, so you have to roll the d20 plus the dexterity. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 16 plus 2, 18.
All right. So you're going with one of the zombies, correct?
Yeah.
All right. That will hit.
Okie
So
dokie,
roll
now I
for
have to
damage.
check. Well, I have to check with the Firebolt if I put in my spell attack modifier as well.
How much damage?
I'm just checking because I have to see if I add in my spell attack modifier or not quickly. Firebolt. Do it? Nope, it's just on its own, 1d10.
Okay. So go ahead and roll it. Very nice. So, let's see. So you're doing it within a 15 feet cone. Alright.
Not this one. This is just one creature.
Alright. So, you manage to, you throw back your fireball. Let's see. You go ahead and you hit it, and right now the horse is, the zombie horse is on fire right now.
Sweet.
But it is not dead.
Okay.
So, let's see, give me a second here. Alright. So now it's going to be Skeletal Horse's number 3 is going to be the next one up. At this point, the Skeletal Horse was the one that Toto rode, and it's going to eyeball Toto.
Oh, shit.
It's going to charge at Toto. And let's see here. Give me a second.
Oh, I want to let my dog in so badly.
Alright, give me a second here. I just need to pull up something. I'm sorry, I'm multitasking here trying to make sure that I get everything correct, so bear with me.
It's cool.
It's cool.
Alright, so it's going to charge at Toto. Where is it? Where is it? Aha! There you are. Alright, so it's going to go to Toto. And it's going to roll to hit. And let's see here. 8. Alright, so you see the skeletal horse charge up and cock back on its feet and about to stomp down when Toto just kind of looks up and is like, "Not today, you bloody fucker." Takes a step back and the horse lands down, not even hitting him.
I was also going to say, to help out, I also have a 10 feet immunity versus frighten. So if they try to frighten us, it will not work.
Yeah, don't worry about that. They don't worry about that.
Frighten? Okay.
They don't have that ability. Remember, these are just basic horse zombies that have just been infected. They haven't had long to permeate.
Okay.
Alright. So,
that's going on. It's okay, I'm gonna work on my spells.
That's fine. Then it goes ahead and goes to Skeletal Horse number 1. This particular one was riding Grunt. So, it's going to go ahead and charge at Grunt. And it's going to try to hit. Give me 1 second. Let's see. It's going to roll to hit. Oh, goddamn. Ooh. Okay, so it's going to hit. So, you see the horse kind of cock back, and as it lifts his feet up to smack him, the horse actually catches him with the top end of his, with his hooves. Which means I need to roll, give me a second here. It's to roll 2d4 plus 5. Alright. So, I need to go through my fucking dice here. 2d4. There's no other d4. So come on. I'll just roll it. Okay. So, 4, 6, 4, plus 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Grunt actually goes ahead and takes 9 points of damage from that.
Damn.
Pain. Is it my turn now?
So he takes 9 points of damage on that, which then brings it up to, makes it, Zarya, it is your turn.
Can I just do a regular attack? No spell?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Alright,
And you have a quarterstaff that you're using, correct?
yeah.
Alright. So we'll take a look at this here.
Do I need to roll the hit?
Yes. Go ahead and roll the hit for me if you don't mind.
Alright, I'm trying. That's a 10d8 for me.
No, you're gonna roll a d20 to hit first.
Oh, okay. 1d20. 11.
Alright, so then you're 11, and then we'll add your proficiency bonus in for +4. That will hit. So you're gonna roll a d6 plus 4.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
The worst part is,
You're gonna.
even then, I'm still not, because they wouldn't have dinner here.
You're gonna need to roll a d6, and then add 4
I've
to
been
it.
playing D&D.
1d6.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and mute us.
If you go ahead and leave the group if you want.
And add
so.
+4 to it.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not going to use that. But
That
when
would
I
be sick.
build my campaign, I'm going to use it. So, but I figure I'm going to have you campaign anyway, so.
Start to hear me?
Alright, now are you hitting, no, I forgot to ask, are you gonna attack one of the zombies, or are you gonna attack, one of the skeletons?
Zombie.
Alright, now are you gonna do the 2 that are not on fire, or are you gonna do the one that's on fire?
One on fire.
Alright, and so that one is dead.
Woo! Yo.
So, is
Alright.
it mine or Kravani's turn now?
It's, Zarya just finished up. So that eliminates zombie number 2.
How many of each are still there right now?
One zombie, 3 skeletons, I believe.
Okay.
That's the other way around.
No, 2 zombie, 3 skeletals.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had the skeletal part, right?
I'm gonna take out all the rest of them, hopefully, unless I get a really bad roll. I have a certain ability that might actually do that.
Alright, so then it actually goes over to Skeletal 2's horse. And now that he's gone ahead and pretty much, you pretty much said that, I'm gonna go and kill them all. Skeletal horse looks at you and charges at you.
Hey, I didn't say it out loud!
Where's the second hearing?
And
Oh,
let's see, 8 plus 5. Does a 13 hit?
So what do I roll?
No, you need to look at your armor. Your natural armor
16.
does a 13 hit. So no, it doesn't hit. So the horse charges at you, sees that you're about to go ahead and cock back and fire off at everybody. The horse tries to go do that, but you're like, hey, yeah, about that. Nope. Dodge out of the way before the horse's hooves can go and collapse on you.
Woo!
Korvaki, it is your turn.
Okay, and I've been trying to figure this out. So, think about what I want to do. So who's left to hit?
You currently have 2 zombies and 3 skeletal horses to hit.
Okay. Let me just think for a second.
Not a problem.
Do. Okay.
Don't worry, I wasn't rolling for anything. I just put my dice down.
All right. let's see. I actually picked this spell or this cantrip because I just really wanted to use it.
Okay.
So I think I just want to look it up quick
Not a problem.
to see what it is. How far away are they from us?
Let's see. So, the skeletal number 2 is right in front of, Clyde.
Okay.
Everyone, all the other ones are kind of just scattered about. No, they're all within like a good 5-10 feet of you at this point.
Okay. So I want to cast Thorn Whip on the one closest to me.
Alright, so that's gonna be Skeletal Horse. Skeletal Horse number 1. So go ahead and go ahead and roll the hit.
Oh, yeah, nat 20.
Okay, so yeah.
What's
So
with all the
what
nat
you're gonna do
20s?
is- Very nice. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the damage that you do. What's the damage for Thorn Whip?
At my level is 2d6.
Alright, so make that 46.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 13. Oh, wait, do I have modifiers with that?
That would be your spell. So go ahead and add whatever spell modifier you're using.
Okay. Now, hold on. For damage, which modifier? Because you gave
To hit.
+2.
So yeah, use the +2, and then also use, I believe you're a warlock, so that means your spell is actually originating from wisdom.
I think it's charisma. Okay.
Okay,
That's what it
so
means.
then use your charisma and use your +2 that I gave you from the
So
book.
that'd be +6, so 19.
That hits. So go ahead and roll.
No, that was damage.
Oh, that was damage?
Because I
Yeah.
hit a nat 20
Yeah.
to hit.
So that skeletal horse is literally, you smack this skeletal horse so hard that if you could like almost everything kind of goes in slow motion there for a second as you see that Thorn Whip being struck from left to right. It hits the skeletal horse's rib cage and literally all collapses just as a drop of a hat. It just goes all over the place.
Woo.
So at this point, you have literally gone ahead and knocked out a good portion of them within your first turns. At this point, you've scared the horses shitless. And so they proceed to turn around and run. At this
Wait,
point,
I
they're
have a
going.
question.
Yeah.
So I have a feature that says if we frighten or my party, they take psychic damage of half of its
what?
half of my level, so 5 d7,
Jesus.
and then a speed of 5 d8 plus charisma, and then its speed becomes 0 if it becomes feared from me or my because of my Oath of the Conquest.
Alright, so go ahead at that point. Go ahead and roll. Oh, wait, how many? Wait, roll the.
Roll 5 d8 is what
So
it
go
says.
ahead and do me a favor. Go ahead and roll 5 d8s for me, and we'll add
Well-
+5.
Yeah, so
At
5.
this rate, it looks like I'm not even going to have a chance to use Conjure Barrage.
Alright, and then you said how much of a mod? Because it's my charisma mod, which is +5.
Go ahead and use it all.
Alright. Holy shit.
What?
Are they all dead?
How much damage? Just tell me how much damage that all of them took.
27 each.
Yep, they're all dead.
You took my chance away. I was gonna do that.
I'm sorry, Oath of expecting it. The worst.
Hey, actually, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Shouldn't paladins do increased holy damage to undead creatures?
Oh God!
Yeah.
Holy
So-
shit!
Pretty much all of you. Okay, so not
No,
only.
I have to sacrifice a spell slot in order to do so.
Yeah.
I just
So,
looked it up. Yeah.
pretty much, all the horses literally looked at these guys, looked at you guys, and were like, and pretty much, if you could translate horse into English, they'd be like, "What the fuck, guys? We're the fuck out of here." So they start running, and then they start going ahead, and as they start panicking, it's almost like they're in like the last little remnants of whatever's living in their brain is literally just trying to run away, but they can't move. And then all of a sudden, they just stiffen up like they have a brain aneurysm, and they all collapse over.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, rip horses. Can I loot the bodies now?
You loot the bodies of the horses, and you pretty much you can get some scraps of leather and a couple gold coins that a couple servants accidentally stuck in the saddle. So they take 2 gold pieces and some other scraps.
Mine.
I'm not sure whether to celebrate or not. I'm just like...
Wait,
Guys, you literally...
guys, remember the hoarder. Everything that can be taken will be taken.
I looted it first, though, so it's all mine.
So you end up also going ahead and...
Are you sure you really want to do that? That might start a fight.
I mean...
So, in other words, guys, in other words, basically Sorry.
Too loud?
So basically... yeah, it was a wee bit loud. That was on my side, though, because you guys are in my head.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, we're in your head?
So,
Don't turn around.
You managed to also pry off a skeletal horse head without it crumbling at the touch. So you sport a trophy of a skeletal horse head.
Who wants this horse head? Because I have no need for it.
I thought you were a hoarder.
I'm not a hoarder.
Oh, never mind.
I just wanted to loot the bodies.
No, thank you.
Jay's other OC, Catherine's the hoarder.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm back, guys.
Hey, you're a
Where's
hoarder,
my
right?
food?
Here, have a horse head.
Yeah. This is mine now. I'm taking it with me.
Just put it on the shoulder gauntlet of your armor or something. So
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I can see it. Hold on. I mean this as a joke. Ricky's like, this is mine now. I'm taking it. Are you sure we need it? Shut the fuck up! It's mine.
Yeah,
guys,
Clyde literally just looted the bodies, took the leather and gold, and was like, "Hey, who wants a head?" And then Bridget would just be like, "Yes."
Jesus.
Alright, so you guys, after you've done littering and loitering and fucking looting the bodies, so you guys go ahead and you arrive at the town, and as you're walking into the town, you notice that there's a sign that calls... Yeah, there's a sign that says, "Welcome to the town of Rolangmar." It's kind of faded. You can tell that it's definitely had some sort of worn and decay. And as you guys are walking through the town, you kind of look around, and the locals, you know, a lot of the town seems like really, really, really poor. Like, it's almost like a ghost town. The few locals that are still around, they seem to be hushed and scared. You know, they're always darting and hiding. Brigette, I'm gonna need you to roll what's your passive perception again?
Passive perception. Okay, +5, and that doesn't include its base stat, from which is... You said perception, right?
Yeah, perception, yep.
So it'd be 20 + 5 if I score.
Okay. As you're walking through, you find this small child that's kind of peeking out from the corner. And this child decides to kind of slowly walk up to you, and look up at you, kind of look you up and down, and then you see this big, cheeky, you know, ear-to-ear grin that this child has. she turns around and starts skipping down the street, screaming at the top of her lungs, "A paladin! A paladin is here!"
Oh no.
Misfit nearly fucking terrified. Like, I do not like the.
I'm already nervous.
Yeah.
So the locals kind of start looking around where the child is dancing, and they start kind of coming close to you. But as you're looking, you're seeing that all of the locals are actually like really happy. Like it's almost as if like they had abandoned hope for so long, and now here comes this party coming
Is
in
this
from
some kind of hive mind or?
No. No, it's just these guys are just desperate. The locals are so desperate for any sort of help or any sort of, they need someone. And you guys, just by everyone walking in here, including Brigette, you guys are starting to give them some sort of sense of hope.
Okay, no offense. I didn't get any of that. You quiet. I need you to repeat all of that shit.
Okay.
Meaning the town is.
Long story short, the town is
bad
desperate.
Things have been happening. We're the Silver Light, possibly giving them new hope.
Oh,
They're
Jesus
happy to
Christ.
see us.
Yes, but a paladin of coming into a town being called the Silver Lining, this is just another piece of land for her to own.
Well, as you're about to find out, this land actually belongs to someone else.
Oh, I'm excited. Asshole.
May want to be careful with that. So this old man, it kind of looks like he's in his 70s. Pops out of the area, starts walking over to you. I need you all to roll a perception check for me.
No, stop. Oh, not 20. Never mind. Continue.
Is that with modifiers or without modifiers?
Holy shit!
That's with
Guys,
modifiers. Go ahead.
Guys, are you ready? I got 20 because I'm using Diva die.
Jesus Christ.
Hacker!
Woo!
Okay, so that's a 12. Let's just add my thing to it. And you said perception, right?
Yep.
16.
Alright, and Korvahi, I don't think I got your roll.
No, I was talking to my daughter. 18 without
Okay.
modifiers. So.
Okay, and then let me just do a quick double check here. Okay. So, almost all of you except Grunt are noticing this guy. Grunt's just kind of looking around at everyone else like, oh, look at this little one. Just kind of pats a couple of little kids' heads, gently, and they're all laughing. But the rest of you, you notice this leader starts walking over to you in almost like a mechanicalized motion. It kind of, it looks like, almost like he's an automaton.
Fun.
The leader approaches you, and Brigette, you actually look at this person's face, and you recognize it as it almost eerily looks familiar to you. Specifically, it looks distinctively like your god.
Alright, so I'm actually going to use my feature and see if I can.
Wow, you broke up like so many times there.
Okay, sorry, I'm all.
You're still breaking up.
Bitch, I haven't got this.
I'm just assuming you're going to a place with better connectivity, considering that got cut out too.
Yes, I had, because it's now time for my fiance to be getting out of school, I had to leave my hidden employee zone area, join the masses of people.
Oh,
So
God.
now So I was taking an elevator so I could have some quiet, which, how well that worked.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to use my paladin feature to to be able to try to detect within 60 feet if I can see any celestial.
Alright, so go ahead and roll for that. Or is that a passive effect?
It's a passive effect, and I can see 1 plus charisma modifier per day. So I can see up to 6.
Okay. You don't see any celestials per se, but you look over at this, what looks like to be your god. He has this very strong magic about him. Upon closer inspection, you guys realize, especially you, Brigette, you guys notice that this is an offer of Anion. So I'm going to need you all to roll a religious check.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I won't be good at that.
Same, considering mine's +0. Let's see.
Do I have to as well?
So religion check of +10.
Plus
and then I rolled I rolled a nat 20.
Dark, did you ever get my...
Never mind, I rolled an 18, so I guess I'm fine.
Yeah, I got your perception check. You're all good.
What was it?
Give me a second here.
It was 18 plus plus 7, so we're 25.
Yeah, you got that. Now, I'm just asking you guys to pull a religious check to see if you know about this.
I pulled an 18, so...
I did, nat 20, and then I have a +10.
Yeah, check my notes real quick.
So,
okay.
Alright.
I'm pretty much the god in religion at this point.
Alright.
And I got a 5.
No.
Alright. So, who got a 5?
Corvahi.
Okay. So, you and Grunt... Let's see, give me a second here. Pull my notes. You and Grunt actually know, or have heard in passing of a god worshipped as Anion, but you have no idea, of any of the religious or customs. You just kind of heard it in passing. Let's see. Jay, what was your roll?
18.
Okay. I'll get to you in a second. Crowley, what was your roll?
9 plus 1 will be 10.
Okay. I'm sorry. Misfit?
I only got an 8.
Okay. And Brigette obviously went ahead and being the macho paladin that she is, has already got it.
Of course.
So,
Of course.
Basically rolling a freaking 30.
So, Misfit, you also have heard just heard in passing about this god, and you're just, you have an idea of what the god is, but you're not really aware of the customs.
Yeah.
Alright, and everyone else, actually, did someone get anyone get a range of between 10 to 15?
10.
Alright. Zariah, you actually have heard of an offer a little more extensively, but you have no idea what they are other than that they're created or they're just created. These are automatons, that's all you know. For the rest of you, you guys know that an offer is a tribute made by the followers of Anion to appease him and are always made in Anion's image, whether that be male or female. This particular one is a male, so he is heavily bearded. He comes up walking to the party and proceeds to go and says, "Have you all come to save us?"
Brigette, because of recognizing this, speaks in Alfarian, saying, telling.
Hold on. If you're gonna speak in Alfarian, it's a little side note. If you guys are gonna go ahead and speak in another language, do me a favor. If no one else speaks the language, go ahead and just shoot that off to me. And
okay, I think I'm the only one that's Alfarian.
Clyde only speaks the common and draconic.
Yeah. So in other words,
Man and Thieves' Cant and Underdark.
And then Yeah, and then when
Let
I'm,
me check.
you know, a possessed elf, I'm common, abyssal, elvish, and off-air.
Alright, so if you're, so in that case, forget, go ahead and shoot me off a message of, what you're wanting to say in Elfarian. Just to kind of keep that, unless you want to tell everybody what you're saying. Do you want to tell everyone?
Yeah.
Alright, so go ahead, in that case, tell me and just go ahead and say it.
Okay, so I say, welcome, I am a follower of, Enion, and that I am here to help in any way possible for an offer to,
Right.
Enion, and any way he can help, I am willing to do it. My party may not help me, but I will get the job done on my honor.
Okay. So he the offer kind of looks at you, Brigette, and goes ahead and gives you a sign of blessing as a high priest, and you find out that this offer is a high priest. He goes ahead and gives you a sign of blessing, saying that you have the blessing of Enion. And proceeds to look at everyone else in the rest of the common tongue and ask, will you help this paladin? He seems to need your help. He's asking the rest of you.
Yeah.
Which one specifically are you asking first?
Asking any one of you.
Yeah, it's just asking your group is who's going to help the paladin, aka me, with whatever they need.
Tell you what, I'll help, but you'll owe me.
I guess I could help.
Brigette looks at you guys and smiles and says, "Thank you so much."
I'll help out too.
Clyde basically, literally only said yes because Brigette is a woman.
Oh, geez.
I am being completely blunt that he would have completely been like, I ain't getting paid for this, why would I help? But because it is specifically a woman being like, I need your help.
Here's the thing. Either which way, even if you didn't want to help the townspeople, it's still having to deal with a wand of horses, so you are still getting paid to do this.
Right.
So that kind of ties into that.
Yeah, but remember, Clyde rolled a really low number earlier, so he has no idea how it's connected.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm pretty sure Brigitte will be more than happy to explain everything. So.
Yeah. Which honestly, to skip all that, I kind of fill everybody in on offers and how they work and what they're for, and sometimes how they build communities.
So the offer proceeds to look at the entire party and actually speaks common, which is actually unusual for an offer because usually they only speak Arthurian. The offer proceeds to look at everyone and pretty much starts giving you guys a lowdown of what's all going on. Give me 1 second here. Of course, my notes always get kind of jumbled here. Okay. So basically, he explains to you all that the town has been touched by what seems to be a deathly plague. As of this, because of this, people have been dying, and they've been getting a lot of undead, people rising from their grave. Being as how the town leader, by the way, the author's name is Jiraiya. He was also the high priest, so he managed to avoid corruption. But some of the other lower end offers were actually affected because of this magic. He says that there is a possibility that they kind of narrowed down where it was actually coming from. Someone had defiled the renowned blacksmith Dragonborn and the original protector of the town named Dragar Kilrush. He kind of gives you guys an explanation that Dragar Kilrush was also a follower of Enion, and that was originally a protector of the town until the path of natural causes.
I'm
guys,
trying to speak as low as I can.
Guys,
Yeah.
I gotta go, so hopefully we can call it a night.
I was gonna say we could probably call it because it's 3 o'clock over here.
Oh my goodness.
And I've got a little sister's birthday to celebrate tomorrow.
I suppose that's fine.
This is actually a perfect place to stop. Actually,
It
it's
is
funny.
before we do anything else.
Right. So then we can go ahead and pick this up tomorrow. Quick side note.
I can't do tomorrow. That's my issue.
I mean not tomorrow. I mean next week. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say no.
I apologize.
Well,
So,
I guess it's already gonna take forever for me to upload this nearly 4-hour video to YouTube.
I'm gonna try and edit this shit now.
So, out of complete curiosity, guys, how do you like it so far?
Pretty cool.
It sounds pretty damn
It's retaining
good.
my attention.
Awesome. I really do appreciate that, guys. So yeah, we'll go ahead and leave off right here. This is actually a pretty good place to stop off. And then
It is a
we can
nice place to
continue-
stop it.
We'll go ahead and continue this on next week.
Next week.
Alrighty, I guess that means I'm gonna cut off this video. If you guys liked the video, I doubt anyone actually made it this far, but if you did for some reason, feel free
Good
to, yeah, good job for one.
Congratulations.
Of course, most people hearing this message probably just skipped ahead, but that's beside the point. If you guys liked the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll get back with another episode next week.
Yeet.
Alright, guys. Thank you much.